Good morning, traders out there. Welcome to Live Trading with Benzinga. We're going to get to some trading action. You guys start the show. Hit that like button. We got a lot of stocks to talk about. New deal in ATVI. Yes, we'll talk about what happened, why the stock popped. Let's talk all about that. I got some gaming trades to watch, some reopening trades. We got a lot to talk about it today. Money Mitch is back with the energy. You guys smashed on up, and let's go ahead and get live trading started.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Those words have been dancing around my head all night. Oh, it's Vegas law, that phrase.
Kiana.
Fisher.
Joy.
Joe. Cards drawn are the past, ones to come are future.
And the best part, it's beatable.
What's going on, traders out there? Let's go ahead. Let's get started. Let's bring on the guys right here. What's up, guys?
Good morning, y'all. Good morning. Happy Tuesday to everybody.
Good morning, Mitch. Whatever you had last week, I think I got it this week. Starting off a little slow here, but I am going to do my best to hang with you guys.
Hey, that's all you can do when you run into the COVID bug. Hopefully it's not, my friend.
Yeah, I haven't been tested, so I can't confirm it. I don't want to guess without knowing, but I feel rough today.
Hey, either way, man, hang on in there. We'll see you getting through the trading day. Let's go ahead. Let's get to some of the action. Looks like Zunaid got his 3 charts already. So I'm just going to go ahead, get right to it. Let's talk a little bit about Zunaid. What are you looking at today? And then I'll get into some of the news that's out there.
Yeah, I mean, I can just help you with the news if you want. Tag team. Pretty much, we talked about ATVI getting bought out by Microsoft, right? I think the share price is approximately 95, give or take. Obviously, you're going to see nice reaction across the industry in the sense of gaming. Roblox is something I'm already kind of in. I got around $80.80. So trying to see if it can hold this previous close of $88.18. But pretty much going to pay attention to all the other gaming stocks and see if their pops hold or if they just kind of start to fade. It'll be interesting. I have no idea. Out of these 3 charts, this was the closest one to the support area that I liked, which is why I went with Roblox. But definitely, I'll leave the rest of it to talk about to you. So I'll go ahead and move on. Looking for Tesla to possibly go ahead and touch the right around here, around the 10-11 area, and then for it to possibly come down to 1,000. If it does those things, I might try to go ahead and get some dip buys on that one. NVIDIA has good God, talk about trying to play earnings run up just on the awful timing. I think those contracts are down like 35% from here, so I don't even want to look. But anyway, looking to see if NVIDIA can go ahead and test these 260s. If they can, I would go ahead and be a buyer here. But if it breaks below that, I think about 255, 250 is going to come down real quick. Lucid, if it can go ahead and test this $48 again for support, that's where I'll be trying to take a little bit of a dip buy there as well. And I'll go ahead and leave a couple of stocks for y'all.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's get at it. Like it mentioned,
I'm glad you like the butter chicken. Yeah, nice. Did you get the
butter chicken, baby?
Did you get the Chesters and the Texas Pete? Because again, you got to get the whole experience. Oh, someone mentioned BBIG. Good God, everyone's talking about BBIG, and usually
that is the butter
Ryan
chicken,
is
right?
The one. What?
That is the butter chicken, right? BBIG.
I mean, apparently, because everyone's talking about this one. I mean, the break of 5 would just be incredible. You can see so far the 440s are being held here in the pre-market. You got it once, and then you got a few times right here on the 10-minute chart that you can see. Now it's at pre-market highs, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with this one, but keep an eye on it. We'll see. Usually these aren't my best type of stocks, but I think this one went to like the teens at one point. Yeah, there you go. About 12 and then some.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's get into some stocks here. I'm going to jump in, and then we'll go to Ryan, give him a little bit of easier time here. I'm looking at skills here, guys, to get back above 6. Why am I looking at skills? Because I feel like this stock is crushed down. Do I like this stock long-term? Definitely not, but I do think it could have a pop today based on the news that we got. Of course, also you can keep Zynga in play. I'd keep an eye on that, see if it gets back above this 908. To me, that's the important price level to watch. We saw Roblox trade up pretty significant on the news also, so you can watch that one if you're looking for one that's in play. Of course, what I would watch if I'm watching those is I would have hand in hand ATVI. Watch it if it can get through some major levels, but you would want to see ATVI trading up on the premium, even above 91, let's say going up there towards 96 today. Then you could be like, okay, I'm going to take out these gaming plays. But we talked a little bit about reopening trades on this morning on pre-market prep, and I think this is when you really got to start looking at these. I think you're going to actually start seeing some lift coming into these. So some names like American Airlines, ULCC are trades that I'm looking at, swing trades. Also Love, you can take a look at Love, Southwest Airlines. See if it gets back above this 46.10 today. It wouldn't be a bad little trade up there. Right now you're looking at a move about 1.64 to that break, and then we'll look for a continuation move. One that I'm going to give you here is OSW. This is one that most people don't know what one SPA holding does. They're pretty much the SPAs on the cruise. So to me, I mean, I'm going on a cruise in May, and if I go on that cruise, I'm gonna let you know right now, you ain't cruising unless you're getting a massage. So I'm jumping on this bad boy. I'm going to be looking for this one to break out. If you look at the weekly chart and the monthly chart, it looks like it's been setting up for about what are we looking at here? We're looking at 11 months, so almost a yearly breakout. I'm going to be looking at this play OSW. If it starts moving past 11, that's really the move on up. Today, you look at the daily, has a lot of highs right here. The 200-day right above it. I think it gets above 1050 today and gets towards 11. If we get an 11 close, this is going to be looking really bullish to the upside. So that's
if
just
you're going to try to
plays.
get a massage, are you going to pull a Robert Kraft, or are we staying away from that?
Jeez.
Oof, got to pull a massage, but we're not talking that right there. That's called a
mission failed. We'll get them next time.
That's called a mission fail right there, man. We don't pull no Watson when we're getting.
I mean, everyone in the chat was thinking it. I just had, I just said it because Ryan's sick, and it's fine. Michael Murray's in the chat. We talked about who would get canceled first, Michael or me. So Michael and I are a competition. So who gets fired first?
Stonks here, stonks only, bro. If you don't got the stonk game, don't bring it in here, man. Come on, Zunaid. All right, let's go ahead. Let's get to it. OSW, that is. You meant this chat. Oh yeah, I hit it in the chat also. Definitely. OSW is one that I'm definitely going to be watching. Another sleeper play for reopening is TAP. Look at this one. This one I actually like too, guys. Look at this sleeper right here. Weekly chart getting a little bit sleepy. I like the weekly setup. You could get a little pullback to maybe 50, but even a push above 54 can get it above the 200-day EMA and then SMA, and then I think you'll start getting towards that high right there. You're looking at a move towards 57. It's not the biggest move, but I think it's a nice 10% move that you could be looking for swing trades, and this is one that I'd be looking for reopening play to come into play. That's TAP. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, and so real quick, I know you guys already talked about it. You guys pretty much talked about those video game trades. I'm going to be watching some of the other ones that you mentioned in sympathy just to see what happens with ATVI here. This one though, we've been calling this pretty much since the beginning of the year. We've been playing this to the downside and the upside. Unfortunately, I had no edge to think that a buyout was coming. I guess maybe in retrospect, I should have thought that, but I was not positioned for this. So I'd actually wait for this to kind of settle before I decide to trade this. Otherwise, I'm going to look at sympathy plays. Zunaid, I really like the Roblox play. That one seems to be good. Just going to be tough with the rising interest rates. The other thing I wanted to touch on real quick was the K-Web trade. We talked about this a little bit. We talked about the kind of run up into the Olympics. This cooled off. We had some news here that kind of sunk some of the other Chinese stocks. This is one of the reasons why we talked about doing this through an ETF, right? It's going to be much easier to manage this trade as opposed to being in a single name that might get hit and gap down. In this case, what looks like 5-point gap down here on BABA. So we're going to kind of watch those things. The other thing that I wanted to mention the news flow has been great for some of these environmental plays. This is the one that I've been talking about. This is Chara. There were recent news articles about the EPA kind of tightening on coal ash cleanup, which is obviously really going to help this company. And then this morning, we actually found out that they sold 80% of this property that they cleaned up, this Gibbons Creek property. Now, there were no numbers in the report here in terms of how much that was, but from me poking around, I think this was probably close to $30-40 million. So we'll see if we actually get any information from the company on this sale. This should go straight to the bottom line. So I'm interested to see how this trades. I also want to see how the banks trade, right? I don't know if you guys covered it already, but Goldman Sachs, I saw it on CNBC this morning. Goldman Sachs missing on EPS. It's rare that they do that. So I want to see if this kind of continues or if we find some type of bottom and turn around. Remember, gap downs like this is the type of opening that I'm looking for short-term trading. It'll be easy to find relative strength, and if we find a bottom, we might be able to tag that reversal.
Yeah, not always we're going to find winners. Goldman Sachs was one of the ones that I lost on last week. I lost about 3.8% on that one. Glad I got out. I mean, because it would have been definitely more pain this morning. But that's just how it goes, guys. Do me the favor, guys. Hit that like on up. Support us. Support these guys right here. Zunaid and Ryan sticking around, trading live for us. You guys do us a favor. Hit that like button. Definitely want to give some shout outs to the loyals in the chat. We got Matty Ice, Quantum, Richard out there. What's going on, Hertz? How we doing? Eagle, Dylan, Miss Whitehorse, Connor, Beat Fanatics. Hey, got to give a shout out to you guys in the chat. Love to see you guys talking. And if you guys got a stock to take a look at before the bell, definitely throw it on up, but hit the like before you do so. Let's go ahead. Let's keep going. I'm actually going to go to some stocks from the chat. I did see Apple, of course, mentioned a stock favorite here. We're going to be watching Apple today to see if we can get back above pretty much 175. I think that's the level you got to be watching, right? You got to be careful with the market overall. We've been pulling back significantly. We don't want to see a crash at the open. We want to see a little bit of a pop at the open here. If it crashes through 169 on Apple, I might actually be going short on this name. So we'll see what happens right now. Let's take a look at Lucid. Lucid's the other one that I'll be watching for a short possibilities below 40.50. We want to see a hard down action move. Of course, the lockup period coming to tomorrow will be the lockup period date. So just be careful with this one. This one could have some really negative downside action today. I thought it would be up by 50, but as you can see, since essentially the Wednesday, it's just been going downwards. It's down about 13% from there, and it could break 40s, which is a big price point to watch today. We've talked about BBIG. Let's go ahead. Let's get into maybe one more name. Let's take a look at just the overall market. Right here is where we're going to be watching what are some important levels. About this low, you want to make sure that this is kind of holding up here. This is around 457.96. So we're just going to call it 458 today. 458 on the downside. I don't want to see 458 break. On the upside, we're looking for past 465.50 to really start getting bullish, and that's on the 1 hour levels. All right. AMD calls over 138.30s. What do you think about that, Zunaid?
I'll take a look at an AMD. I almost said NVIDIA because, habit. AMD, let's take a look at the daily. A little bit of a consolidation right here for the past few days. You found support, dip below, and we had that disastrous day. But you've got about the 130s holding up as support. What were the calls? 138. I'm gonna assume those are weeklies because I don't see a date that you've identified on them. Let's go to the hourly.
I'll tell you what. Just from my looking at this real quick,
yeah.
If tech can get any kind of bid, and I mean any kind of bid, seems like a great trade there. I think that we probably make a run back up towards this 140 level. Looks like we definitely kind of bottomed out on the 10th of January. Got a nice little hammer there. We consolidated above that. Looks like we actually retested the top of that candle on the daily and held in there. So this is going to be one of those things that, if the 10-year continues to creep up, if we're worried about rising interest rates, AMD might suffer a little bit. But a very, very well-run company, and the chart setup looks pretty good here. So I know he gave trades on both sides there, right? Calls over 138.30 and puts under 135. As far as the puts, I would actually kind of move that down to 130, right? You snap 130 to the downside, there might be more downside to go to.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Sorry, I was just managing this Roblox trade of
Okay.
mine. But yeah, I think what you said is perfectly fine, especially if we can go ahead and get over. You can see the past couple of days it's had a struggle to get over the 137 level. If we can get over that, then yeah, you might have a little bit of chance to be in the money at that point. But that 130 support, I really do like for it to hold. So if you're going to play on the put side, make sure you get out before those levels are hit.
All right, we're getting some news coming out of Blink, so I'm trying to pull up this news.
Yeah,
here for
Blink is supposedly making EV chargers for GM or something like that. I saw it pop through, but their stock had already popped, so I couldn't play it. But it popped all the way to about here. I'll pull it up here. Do you have it already?
Yeah, I got you. I got the news here. All right, guys, let's go ahead. Let's get into it here. So this is from Benzinga Pro here. Let's take a look. Competitors in electric vehicle charging space lower Volta ChargePoint EVgo Blink Charging announces electric vehicle charging station deal with GM car dealerships in U.S. So definitely an important deal here, guys, going through on Blink. We're definitely going to be watching this. Looks like we were getting also news about it a little bit. Started at 9:15, so that's where you'll see that pop on the charts. We'll see if this can hold. I'm looking for pullbacks to 23.55. That's going to be the level that I'll be paying attention to. See if we can get that to turn there, and we'll see if we can get that trading on up. All right, definitely smash on the likes. Where we're at in the like department, looks like we're at 133. We need to get towards 400 likes here towards the bell, guys. Guys, support us as we support you guys. The way you do that is definitely just smashing the like button. Let's get to the bell. Let's see what's going on here and what stocks are moving right by the bell here. So Blink definitely mentioned in the chat one of those. Someone talking about short WFC, long BAC. Not a bad one to take a look at. WFC has been making a decent move up, but it hasn't really ripped. We'll see if this one starts cracking back down through, let's say, 57.60. We'll see if that one keeps breaking down. And then BAC on the long side, let's take a look at that one. Daily chart has a decent move there, but I'm not too positive on this one. The banks haven't been getting the best earnings, but we'll see what happens, right? And if this one can continue making moves. ATVI, definitely going to be on watch. I think it's going to be a little slower to watch that one. You can watch some other plays. Win being mentioned in the chat. It's an interesting one. Of course, reopening play. You guys can watch to see if this one's going to start coming back. It's not a bad one. I like the weekly look. It's really trying to really come back on the chart here, come back up here towards the 140. We'll see if it can hold down here. I think it has a nice support underneath it at around 80. So give yourself a little bit of room. But if you're looking for a swing trade here and you're using like around 80 as a support, I do like that trade. And let's see what happens on that win.
One thing real quick, if you can go back to my screen here, I forgot to mention when we were covering it. One thing I'm going to be looking at SPY here. Here's a daily chart. You can see we're in a nice little upward channel here. We've been in this really since the coronavirus lows, the end of March of 2020. This has also kind of gone along with the 50-day moving average pretty well. Let me turn on the 100 here. You can see that the 100 and the 50 are the ones that this has really kind of been hugging on. We look to be coming into the 100 which also, matches up with the bottom of the channel that we drew here. So this is going to be a key spot. If we can stay in this channel, if we can stay above the 100-day, perhaps we can make a turn back through the 50-day and cross that and then get some of these other stocks to move. So I'm going to be watching the SPY here. I'm certainly not going to panic. And even if we dip below this range a little bit, I want to see a close or two below that before I change my stance.
All right, we'll definitely be watching that and see what happens in these stocks that have a lot of action going on out there, guys. So we'll see if this kind of gets moving. Yes, Chris Wood, we mentioned that lockup ends. We'll be watching that on Lucid to see what happens there. Ford being mentioned by Martin.
That's tomorrow, though, right?
Yeah,
the lockup, I think, is tomorrow.
Yep. Ford, we'll look how this kind of reacts today through 25. This was not a bad look to take a look at. If you look at the 15-minute, has pretty much clear drawn trade as you can get on Ford. Above pretty much 25.25 is where I'd be looking for the bullish move. It's trading right now at 24.90s. It could pull back to 24.50. I think you could get a pullback towards that area. So be careful with that. And if it gets back above 25.50 or 25.25, I'll be looking for a bullish move on forward. GM may be taking a little bit of a push also. I'd be watching this one. Why? Because it's kind of been pulling back in the last couple of days and could have a little bit reversal off of this, let's say 60 level, get back up there towards 62 today. We'll see if GM gets moving today. I think you got to just watch the SPY here out the gates to see if we take out 458 or do we keep coming up. So we'll see what happens.
Someone kept asking about Microsoft. I mean, 302 and 300 is where I'd be looking to get long if that's where you want to be. You can see it tested that pre-market when we heard about the news of Activision. I think Ryan mentioned this last week, or maybe it was you, Mitch, about how like the companies that get bought out, obviously your premium is going to go up, but the companies that are actually acquiring are the ones that take a stock hit. And you can see Microsoft having that same reaction. Then it packed back above, and now it's trying to figure out its life. But 302, 300, absolutely love that $300 level to get at least a couple bit of a spike and try to scalp something there.
All right, we'll be watching here definitely out the gates and talk M3 Goose's BAC moves too slow. We'll see what happens there. I mean, definitely keep it on watch. And there's going to be a lot of action, I think, today. I think you might not think there's going to be some fireworks. I have a feeling there's going to be some good moves right here out the gates. I'm going to be watching also basic materials is an area that I want to be watching. This is inflationary trade. What kind of areas do we want to look at there? You guys know how I like BTU. I've been watching BTU for a while. That one's already been a 33% trade since we called that out. We called that out on the 27th of December. Now that one's trading up there, up almost 30% there from that move there. We'll see if this one can continue making moves. That's in coal. You can look at some other coal players if you want. I think today you can keep watching these coal players make move. NRP is one that I'd watch. This is another one that I'd watch here, this CEIX, because it looks a little sleepy. Looks like it's trying to catch up. So this is one that I'm going to be watching to see if it gets above 2650. These are slower moves, but definitely one to watch. I think basic material is an area that you can keep watching. Also watch LAC today. We'll see if this one can come back on up through 32 and then get back on up there, trying to push out through 34. Lithium player. If you're watching this, is kind of more that inflationary trade. Another one to watch, of course, you can look at some of these kind of aluminum plays, steel plays. Definitely keep these on watch. We'll see if basic materials gets a move today.
All right.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Here's the bell, guys. Let's go. Let's go. Ding, 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 ding. Let's go, guys.
Let's see. ATVI, I mean, yeah, it's coming down. Now you're looking about $86 on that one.
All right, let's go ahead. Let's look around. Let's see what gets moving really quickly. Of course, oil's still up and moving and getting outlooks of continued upside. So we'll keep watching that and see if it kind of keeps trading on the upside here.
Ooh, NVIDIA just taking a hit early.
Of course, electronic gaming moving up immediately. That's based off of the ATVI, but I'm looking at the other ones to see what happens right out the gates here. TTWO fighting to get above 158. We'll see if that one can take out the highs there. Another gaming one that I'm going to look at, and I wanted to line these up by capitalization, is Avid Group. I'm going to be looking at that one to see if it takes off through 33. We'll see what happens on that.
Looks like BBIG right out of the gate here. I know this has been a fan favorite. We scalped this last week. BBIG looks like it sold off to the VWAP line and bounced. I got a high a day here at 487. So really there's no trade here for me unless we hold VWAP, which is, again, let me get that value here for you. Come on, trading platform. Right here, 465. We're right at VWAP. And then if we take out 487, perhaps you can scalp it to the long side. So kind of watching BBIG. It's the most interesting thing I see out of the gate here. AMD selling off out of the gate here, which is interesting because that's the reverse of Apple, which is trading up, trying to close that gap. BBIG coming back to that VWAP here now. 466 is your VWAP. See if we and through to the downside. So we want to need a VWAP reclaim here.
All right.
I feel like there's just so much hype it could like kind of be bad for you. But what's up, man?
Looking at Blink here, gonna watch it. Gonna look for one more pullback here. Wanted to hold 23.55, and then I'm gonna look for a recovery up to the upside above 24 here for Blink. We'll see what happens here.
Lucid is approaching the $40 area. I'm going to try to scalp this. I've got an order out. I just purchased a couple of shares. I'm going to also have an order out to buy it at $40.05. We'll see if we get filled.
And I'm sorry, are you looking to short that here on a break of low?
No, I'm trying to play a quick bounce if I can get it, but if not, I would be out by risking about 25 cents or so, which I think it might be in momentarily.
Yeah, if I could get 40.70, I might sure on Lucid, but we'll see if that one gets back on up. What we got on the market here? Market coming straight down here. So
I'm out. Lucid took about a 25-cent loss on that one. Wanted for 40 to hold. It said, "No, I'm going to go and test lower." I said, "Fine, you can leave." Next area for me would be around the 39.40 area, but that scalp did not work out.
Dow minus 500 here out of the open. SPY down 60 handles out of the open. So, you know, this is 1.5%. Pretty big sell off right out of the open. But you know, we'll see how this.
Getting mentions of DWAC, Zunaid. I don't know if you want to take a look at that one.
How about you? You want to take a look at DWAC?
No, it's not my stock. I'm not a DWACer. You know, I respect myself.
You saying people who play DWAC don't respect themselves? You were playing it. You were playing it last week. Come on now. But DWAC, the calls that we had.
I don't know who played it. Maybe you did, Zunaid.
We did. You're right. And we had 100% gains on the calls.
Neuro's going to halt.
What's up?
Neuro's going to halt at 680. Sorry, hit my scanner late.
No,
Sorry
fine.
about the interruption.
What's the ticker? NURO.
NURO. Right out of the gate. Missed it here.
All right, guys.
Wow, look at that beauty
here.
Sorry about that. A little slow.
No, you're totally fine, dude.
Taking some here, small share size of Blink. Taking some Blink here. All right, want to see a little recovery here of this 23.40s. Took a little share size, a third of my position here, but it needs to recover back above 23.50s here.
BBIG trying to hold above VWAP here with all of its might.
Freddie said, "I'm in with the DWACers." Much love. Let's go. Let's get this.
DWAC, so you've got 72.50 that's going to hold the support, if in my opinion, because you've got here, look at this. Try to be resistance 1, 2, and now it's kind of holding on right there. So 72.50 is the area where you'd want to have it hold as support. Otherwise, go in and get out. We had a nice trade on this one. It was over 100% because you can see it made the moves through the 65s, through the 70s, but that one expired last week, so I don't have calls anymore. But you've got Lucid possibly going to go ahead and test VWAP. Get out the 1 minute so we can see it a little bit clearer. That VWAP area is going to be around $40.30 or so. So if you believe in the short idea, that is your area to be getting the best risk reward, if you will.
All right, Lucid back towards, let's say, I would look for up towards 40.70. Give it a little bit of room, and then maybe the risk off 40.90s for if you're looking for downside action. That's what I'm looking at on Lucid. 40.95 is a resistance, so you got to at least give it a little bit of level up there. Just be careful there. I'm still looking at Blink. We want this candle to close above 23.50. If not, I get out here on a low of 23. Give myself a little bit of room.
You've got AMD trying to figure out what to do as well. I mean, it looks like a lot of stock that I'm taking a look at are near testing VWAP, but they just haven't quite figured things out. It's only been 6 minutes, but I feel like everything's kind of all over the place. BBIG went ahead and held the 460s.
Tough market today in the SPY, at least. If you look at the SPY definitely coming on down there pretty significantly, taking a hit there through the 458. Remember, we talked about that being the level of concern. It just hit it. So I want to see the recovery here. If we see a big down reaction, I'm going to be concerned for longs there. Let's see what happens.
I want to Richard Judge in the chat real quick. Maybe I should have held DWAC until this week. Richard, correct me if I'm wrong, but you had a pretty monster swing on that you closed for a gain. I would say that you should
BBIG upside might halt here.
There you go. No, thank you, Zunaid. That's what we were waiting for. It was hovering around that VWAP, and it wouldn't make that push until just now. Looks like it's not going to halt. Anyway, Richard, the long and short, if you made a successful trade, move on to the next. If it sets up again for another trade, you can always take it. But don't get into the habit of saying, oh, I should have done this, because it might affect one of your trades going forward.
Nope.
Nice call on BBIG. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you've got a lot. No. You're totally good, man. You've got a lot of action going on here. BBIG hit 5, went and got rejected, looking to try to push through 5. It pushes through 5. Shorts have to cover. That could be the halt area there. But for now, that's the big battleground. You can see around 5. I'm going to put the 1-minute chart up. You can see they're trying to figure out life there. And that's a pop. Oh, it came right back down. Straight up smacked it after it went ahead and popped and broke 5.
And remember,
you're seeing it come down.
This is what we were talking about right at the beginning here on BBIG. First level there was 487. That was the pre-market high. It blasted through that. When you had called that, it took this high out, went all the way as high as 5. Now we're retesting. Here's the thing. If we build above 487, I like to take out 5, frankly. And if you go through 5, you might get a bigger pop.
Yeah. Let's see. It's trying to, that 490 and 5 is kind of where it's ping-ponging, but so far, nothing there.
PSTI, nice little kind of a curling chart here, too, on the 5-minute.
Let's keep working, guys. Don't worry about the trade that you missed. Let's keep working. Lucid getting crushed there, guys. I wanted to look for a short at the VWAP. Didn't get a chance there, guys. So Lucid down to 39.46 already.
Yeah, we talked about Lucid in terms of getting that nice short trade on the VWAP there for the risk reward. You can see I'll put up my chart on the 1-minute here. Right up there, got distracted by BBIG, but you can see Lucid tried to test VWAP, couldn't make anything happen. We talked about this being a risk-off area of $40.50, and now it's smacking down. I expect a little bit of support here at $39.50. If it goes ahead and breaks below, let's see what we've got. You're probably looking at about $38, and that could be the next support area, but I like that one. BBIG is still trying to go ahead and break 5, currently trading at $491.
All right, what's on the upside today is only energy from the bells, so a lot of things on the downside right now.
I'm going to go ahead and grab a couple of shares here. Got it filled on BBIG at $4.88 and $4.92, basically because I like the fact that it's holding up. Oop, where'd it go?
Here we go. Here's your pop. Here's your big wall at 5. They're going to try to take that down.
I'm seeing at least about 50,000 shares at 5.
I'm seeing 80,000 there.
There you go. And it just broke through it. Come on. I'm surprised it hasn't just skyrocketed with the shorts trying to cover there. I'm surprised.
I expected a bigger pop there. But still, it's still busted through 5. You have a pretty good average from 488.
Yeah, I will go ahead and so my risk off is going to be below 470s. Again, VWAP is what I'm focused on. If it breaks that, goes below, I'm out. Why? And again, it's going to be a little tricky because if it gets to VWAP, everybody else's stops are going to be there. So once it cracks a couple of points or a couple of cents, it's going to flush, in my opinion. Therefore, you want to be careful with sizing and everything like that. And it looks like BBIG coming right back down below 5s. So this is one where, like, if you're in this trade, have the orders out to make sure you're good on the stop side, or this is all you should be focused on. And that's exactly what I'm doing here with BBIG. Like, I've literally got my hands on the hotkeys. One way or another, we're making something happen here.
Yeah, and we're still pulling on the overall market here. So this has definitely got the relative strength that we're looking for, at least so far.
DWAC, by the way, just went ahead and broke 75. Now trying to get 75.80. It is at session highs. Let's see what Funware is doing. Funware above $3. Session highs there as well.
Sony getting crushed today on the news. If you want to take a look at downside action, Sony getting hit hard there.
What's their ticker?
Sony.
There's BBIG new highs. BBIG popped through the new highs there.
Come on,
you guys have it.
Come on.
What's up out there, guys? Smash the like. Smash the like. Zunaid, you remember me calling this at 240, said Mike S.
Hey,
let's go.
I hope you're banking on it. That's almost 100% gainer. Matter of fact, if you call it a 240 and you got it at 240, that is 100% gainer. So congrats to you on that one.
All right, guys, Zynga coming back on up. If you guys want to take a look at this one, I'm taking a look at some of the gaming charts to see if we're going to get a little bit of a pop. There's not the biggest pop, but it's not a bad move there. It's about a 1.3%. Above 9 is where I really want Zynga to hold. We'll see if this can get moving.
Can we get one of those Twitter accounts to help us out here? BBIG, please. Somebody reach out to somebody.
Somebody reach out to somebody.
Somebody.
I love it.
Somebody.
Well, you know, we know the chat got some connections. What was the other one? The RBL. Let's take a look at the 10-minute here. See BBIG coming back down below 5.
PSTI trying to curl and trade back up here. No position, though. This is up 15% as it is. Pretty good buying volume, though.
Getting a question for Kirk there. Let's take a look at Kirk. Doesn't look bad. It looks like it's trying to fill that gap. Gap up to 21 is kind of what I'd be playing if I'm in the long side on Kirk.
Market trying to bounce here. It looks like they took it right down to your support 2 pivot, and it's trying to bounce from where we're at.
Smash up, smash up.
That 260 is going to be resistance. I think that's also where we saw a little bit of that at the open as well. So if we can get through 260, it's nice. It's good. Looks like we are above BWAP at the moment for the time being. And here, let me go ahead and pull up the 1 minute on BBIG. This is what it looks like. I'll be focusing on the 10.
I'll be honest. I know we're having jokes about the DWACers and all that, but this chart looks like it's ready to pop to the upside. It just has that feel. It really does. I don't know if it's going to do that. Maybe it won't. But high here, we're looking at what, 77.50, right? So 77.50 is going to be your spot. You pop above that, I think this thing might go to 90.
All right, guys, I'm going to call out a basic material here. Play Veil. I like this play pushing on up. I had an alert set on my hourly through the 1561. Their Veil looking good there. Pre-market, that's a move above 1550. You can keep a look on that.
Yeah, let's see what DWAC lottos look like.
Neuro open, by the way, high 741 after that 680 halt.
Yeah, that one is popping through 7s now.
BBIG,
do you know if there was news on that, or was that just kind of like a, one of those?
There was news this morning. Neurometrics receives FDA breakthrough device designation for the treatment of chronic chemotherapy-induced peripheral neuropathy.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Big move there out of copper, guys. FCX. Look at that nice little pop right there. Big move there coming out of FCX.
All right, come on. We're trying to test 5 here again.
Nice spot, Mitch.
We'll see what happens on those basic materials. But, yeah, copper up 2%. Coal up about 0.71. You can look at what? I like this name right here, SCEIX. I might take this one right now, guys. This is one that I gave earlier.
Is there news on FCX, by the way? This is a strong move. What's good?
That's I'm not seeing
price target upgrade. Raymond James.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because you've got about 500,000 shares that traded on that previous 1 minute candle.
It pushed. I did see it push.
Yeah, why.
I mean, I don't know. This just seems like a really strong move for a big stock too.
Yeah, it's not a bad one to keep an eye on it.
No, not at all. Great call, Mitch. Great spot.
Basic materials, inflationary play. We'll see how that goes. Copper on the lag, usually not showing bad move today. V up on Amazon news. That's not a bad one to take a look at. That calling out.
You know, Amazon, that's an interesting one for me. When are we going to get an opportunity to buy Amazon again and feel good about it? Every time this thing comes back in, it bounces real quick. This actually looks like a pretty decent spot. We got 3170 as a pretty decent support area, and we're right around that right now. Let me wonder.
I would say
2098 when it splits.
Bezos, yeah, but when Bezos starts being greedy with the shares.
Yeah, someone mentioned about how it has something to do with the Dow as well, which is why it wouldn't benefit them from splitting. I don't know. I'm not an expert on that stuff, but if we do get a news of a split, if we could get it on like Thursday after hours or something like that, that'd be great. So the Friday lottos could be a lot of fun.
All right, guys, I got one to call out here. I'm liking CEIX. That's a coal play, but I also like here skills starting to move here. It's starting to get back to its VWAP. It could push through here, get through 6, and then start pushing. This stock was pushing a little bit in pre-market, went all the way up to 630 here. So we're going to see if it can reclaim up there, hold this 580s, get through 6, and then get up there to 630s.
Still in this BBIG, we were looking pretty at around $5.13, but then we just came right on back down. It is above VWAP, which I do like. Just needed to break that 5 again.
You know, Zunaid, I was on a call late last week, and it was, I got a question about that. Hey, you know, when you're scalping, how do you know when to take profit? And BBIG, this is a great example here this morning. I don't know where stocks are going to stop going and when they're going to reverse, but when I'm playing for short-term range breaks like that, I'm liable to take 10, 15 cents. So just using your trade as an example, I think you had an average price around 488. We get that pop through 5 that takes us to 510. I'm out right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for it to do exactly what it's doing right now, where it sets back up. It kind of comes back in, consolidates on an area, and then sets back up to make another move. If the stock makes 3 or 4, 10 or 15 cent pop moves, and I hit a couple of those, then that's a pretty good day for me in that one name. So
I agree 100%. That definitely should be an area, especially when you've got about 20, 30 cents on a ticker like BBIG. I agree 100% with you there. I was waiting for that halt. I was waiting for it to really kind of go up there.
Yeah.
But I was wrong. And you know what happens when you assume, I guess.
Hey, that's how it goes, my friend. We're looking out there to see if there's anything going to start turning into the green here. SPY heading right back down to the lows. Could crack the lows here at 457. We don't want to see that crack. We'll see what happens here on the SPY. Just be careful out there, guys. So this could really take out our trades today if we're looking for upside. I know that we're trying to look for upside moves, but at the same time, if things are not going to hold up, then just be careful for breakdowns here.
All right, BBIG looking to possibly go ahead and break this VWAP here. I'm still holding on just yet. If it goes and if it goes ahead and cracks $4.73, I will go ahead and be out. Waiting to see what's happening here. I'm looking at the bid.
Man, FCX, and we're talking about a long-term breakout here at 46.10. It put that high in at May of last year, May 10th, and it looks like we may try to take that out today. FCX, real strong move out of the open here against the market too.
Yep. All right, so if you're looking at that FCX play, what other plays could you be looking at, right? So there's other copper plays too. You got HBM, that's Hut Bay Materials. And then you got also TRQ. Also, you could look at SCCO, Southern Copper Corp. All of them got pushes. So if you're looking at that, you're seeing a nice push.
DWAC new highs, by the way.
All right, that CEIX trade that should be working for you already, up about 30 cents from that trade. We'll see if this one can take out 27. That's CEIX. That's a coal play that I was looking to move today. It's actually the leader of coals today. So it looks like I picked a good chart.
This is where teamwork would have been great. My entry, Ryan's exit would have been really beautiful. BBIG, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here on this one. It can absolutely bounce. I'm not looking to stay around in case, all the stops get flushed out. But right here, your low at the moment on the 10-minute is about 467. But I am out of that trade. We had it in the money about 20, 30 cents. I did not take profits. That's on me. But if I can get above VWAP, a little bit better of a look.
All right, Lucid's significantly above VWAP here. I talked about the 40.95 coming into play. I'm going to look for a rejection off of that level and then right back down. We'll see if we get that rejection above 41. It's actually positive stock for me, so we'll see what happens here. It is getting on up there, though.
Let's see what the SPY is doing.
The SPY short ETFs appearing now on the scanner here, so we'll see if the market continues to roll over here.
Yeah, it definitely looking
Lucid.
tough there.
Yeah, it sure is.
Lucid made a little bit of a run.
Yeah, it popped on up. I'm watching it.
You gonna short it here at the 41?
No, I want to see a rejection from that level first. I wouldn't short it on the first touch. I'd short it on the rejection back through. But it doesn't look bad. There's a big resistance right there that it broke. It was a support for a little while in the pre-market where you got 40.95. We'll see if that can just push on up and then really quickly reject. I'm looking to see if Skills is going to get back above VWAP. It's touched above VWAP, but doesn't want to hold. I'm looking for a big buyer to step up or something here. It's looking interesting here around the 85s, 87s, and you could risk off at 80. But that's up to you if you're looking to trade upside. Right now, the SPY is just too right off of that support there. A big push up could reverse this here, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, SPY is trying to bounce off of the lows of the day, trying to get above VWAP, so that will be interesting to see what happens there. BBIG still hanging out around that $4.70 area, trying to figure out what to do with its life.
All right, Lucid looks interesting maybe for the short there.
His energy stocks continuing to go too. This is wild.
There's a test up there, 40.85. Let's see how it reacts here near 41s and 40.95 on Lucid. I want to see if a big order just pops up there and just gets a quick takedown.
You know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to play. I don't know. I really want to play the contracts of about. I really want to get the $40 puts on Lucid in case it can't cross this 41, but it's got a little bit of.
Has a little bit of juice. If it gets above that 41,
yeah.
This is both ways. It's like a little line in the sand right now. A pullback to 40 wouldn't get me bullish here. So I think it's really that 40.95 that it can break through. And if you look at the 1 minute, you have 3 resistance right there at 40.75. Look how that reacts when we pop right back to it right now on this new 5-minute candle. Just got a new 5-minute candle. We'll see how this pushes on up. If it can get through that 40.95, I'm definitely not touching it. But if we get just a quick little pop, 40.75, some shares get eaten up, and then a quick down move is what I'm looking for.
Hey, you got the SPY coming down there as well.
Yeah, SPY breakdown would help. How's the Tesla Dragon doing today?
Tesla is actually trying to fill the down gap against the market. Yeah.
It's interesting. Apple trying to break that 170. We'll see what happens. I think if you get a big down action in Apple, you could probably see the market continue. But if it just kind of hangs out here, that's not a bad thing. There's Lucid starting to fight down. Went to the 40-50s. I want to see one more push and fail here.
Man, I don't feel sick, but good God, I've got the fatigue.
Oof. Yeah, man. You gotta be careful out there right now. Everyone's going through it.
Yeah, I'm like out here quarantining because I leave for a trip in like 2-3 days. Trying to be real careful.
Yeah.
Try not to get booked up.
You know, and there's only so much you can do. You know, like I felt great last week. The only thing I did this weekend was go to Costco. And
there it is.
And yesterday, I mean yesterday, and obviously, yesterday was football, and I spent most of the day on the couch out of choice to watch the football game. So maybe I just didn't realize it, but yeah, no, I feel you on the fatigue. I got the really stuffy runny nose too that just won't seem to break.
Yeah.
All right, Lucy's not trying to hold there. It's trying to break down. I don't want to jump on it right here. It's just too in between for me to go short here. Even though like giving you that fake out to the downside there, I'm gonna wait for another push on up and then a fail, because that would get me closer to my risk return, which is what I want. I don't want to be jumping on there too early to the boat there.
Buffalo is asking, did you lose your taste? No, actually, I did
Dude.
not. Did you?
I've been fighting with that. It's like my sense though versus taste.
Like your sense of smell?
Yeah, sense of smell is just weird.
Yeah.
It has like this lingering feeling. I don't know. That's just COVID life.
So like
COVID brain
I got
is
the
real,
booster.
I'll tell you that.
I got the booster to prepare for my trip. I got it Friday. That way, if I fell sick or whatever, I'll be fine. And thankfully, wasn't sick. Everything was fine. It was A-okay. By the way, it looks like Lucy's going to come back and maybe test VWAP about 20 cents away. But I was having dinner, and I'm like, why can't I taste my food? And I freaked out because I was like, the vaccine doesn't have a side effect of this. Like, this is weird. So I literally freaked out, went to my kitchen, and I got candy, and I got hot Cheetos, and I got Texas Pete, and I did a test. I was like, can I taste each and every single one of you individually? And I could. And I was like, thank the Lord, because hell no was I about to lose my taste of my taste senses, if you will, because I got the booster.
That is an amazing scientific test. You know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to keep candy and flaming hot Cheetos on hand just to make sure.
Bunch of crunch, hot Cheetos, Texas Pete, baby.
That's funny.
All right, we're in a battle here, guys, in the SPY. I think this is a big, important battle here. We'll see what happens right here at this 457, but definitely pay attention to see what happens in the SPY here. There's some other gamers being called out like here or Corsair. I think it's all about the SPY right here, what happens.
And by the way, so you're at a pivot here on the SPY. So I got it at, let me get some values here. 458.05 is going to be my downside support area here. We are kind of hanging out around there. We're a little bit beneath it right now, but it looks like we're trying to take it back.
40s coming back to Lucid. Definitely Lucid getting a knockdown there, but it just wasn't high enough for me to get short. You could have got off that short, maybe 40.95s, risk 20 cents. Wasn't my trade there, but not a bad trade there for Lucid. We'll see if it gets the real knockdown to 39.25s.
You know, you've got Tesla approaching about $6 away from that 1050 area, which is the previous close, and also obviously a level of rejection that it could not get through. I played lottos. What are you looking at?
Blink, man, it recovered after my $30 loss. I'm thinking about maybe possibly. I had a feeling this one would come back with GM being mentioned in the news. It is starting to get strong there. It's back above 24. It got above VWAP, went below the 23.55s. I would look for 23.80s or 23.70 here to hold, and then it come right back on up through 24s. We'll see what happens.
Tesla, going back to that, you can see I had lottos on the 1050s. Unfortunately, I was looking for like at least a $7, $8 move. It gave me like a $4 move, and I didn't take the lottos. Story of my life. But the reason I bring that up is because it was resistance last week. It's the previous close now, obviously. So if it can get here, not a bad spot to try and short it just for a little bit. If it gives you the opportunity, if you're looking to go long, I wouldn't go long until it hits to about maybe the 1030 area to give you the best risk reward, as that is VWAP. You can see I had an alert set here on Tesla, but I missed it by about $6. So that's always fun. Missed it by $6, and then it went on a $38 move. Thank you. Appreciate that.
That's how it goes sometimes, right?
You've got BBIG looking to get above VWAP, having a little bit of trouble, but if it can do that, all right then.
Smash up, says Quantum. Definitely smash on up, guys. Support us as we support you guys out there, trading out there live. Where we're at now in the light game, we're at 228 likes, guys. We need to get to 400 likes, guys. If not, we're going to have to get on out of here, guys. Smash on up. Let's keep it going.
Netflix, by the way, raising their prices was announced last week. I expected a little bit of a continuation, but nothing there so far. I think they report earnings quite soon as well, by the way. What do you think, Ryan? Are we gonna try to front run BBIG here and grab shares before it breaks VWAP, or what are you thinking here?
You know what? I'd actually wait to see it kind of cross through this. I'm okay being a little bit late on my entry, as long as I get filled. My big problem this morning was that I didn't get filled. So,
gotcha.
Yeah, no, you know what?
Because the best spot is above VWAP.
I really don't want to front run because I feel like the flush that you're going to get if it doesn't actually take that level out and hold is gonna suck. I just feel like that's going to be an elevator down. If we can get through it, maybe they pull it. Here we are at VWAP again. I do kind of want to take it because I do think that this curls back.
I'm going to take it. Screw it. Whatever. I'm going to go ahead and take it. I grabbed some at $4.79. We'll see what happens here. My risk is going to be $4.50. The break of that, I'll be out. If I change my risk, I'll let you guys know.
$4.79.
Let's go.
I'm gonna keep a real tight leash on this though, because I can always rebuy. Plus, I don't feel I have all my faculties about me, if you will.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm feeling the fatigue. I might have to. Let me see what my meetings look like because today ain't it. Oh, light base.
It's trying to push through 480. So here we go. So here's 480 down. Let's see if we can keep making a push here. I'd love to get 490. I'd be happy with high 480s though.
Yeah, especially on this 10-minute candle. Like here, I don't know if my charts are up. Are they up? Sorry, I can't.
They are, sir.
Perfect. So you can see on this 10-minute here, right? Higher highs, what we talked about. You've got one. Oh, that's a terrible way to do it.
Sorry, Zunaid. I took it there. I got filled at 488. So I'm going to look for this to set up again.
Damn, my boy already left me. Damn.
Yeah, no, a little quick. We trying to scalp out here, baby. We trying to scalp out here.
So I'm glad you. So let's talk about it, right? I made the mistake of not getting out of the trade when I got in at around $4.88, and then it hit about $5.14 because I wanted more. Ryan obviously had a better idea. He's already out of the trade. So there's two different types of traders. You're scalping for about 10 cents or so, or you're trying to wait for a bigger move. You're waiting for a bigger move. That means your risk is going to be bigger, which means you got to take less share size.
And here you go. So now you did take out that 490 level. Look at the size of the bid. Here we go. Another 5-cent push. So this is the slap on the wrist for me getting out too early. This is good though. We've been able to give a lesson on this when it worked and when it didn't work. So this just goes to show you that if it doesn't work the first time in the day, you might be able to hit that again, which is one of the reasons. There you go, Zunaid. There you go. Zunaid.
All right, I'm not making a mistake. I'm going to take half size off here. Hold on. Let me tell you my feel. Hang on. All right, went ahead and got out at $5.13, and now we're moving to the 520s. Come on.
There we go. We murked that trade, baby. Let's go.
We call that a
victory.
How has it not been halted yet?
Victory,
Can we get a halt, please? Damn. Thank you. Let's go.
Oh, there's your haul. 531's your haul. Great job, Zunaid.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I like.
Who said you can't front run? Who said you can't front run?
So I know the question is coming. So I'm just going to address it now. Ryan,
are you
pissed?
This guy halted.
Are you pissed that you left that money on the table? No, I'm not, because I'm going to have another opportunity to trade this. We traded this as a group multiple times last week. We traded it today. We watched what happens when sometimes you don't get the expected move that you had. So no, I'm okay with this. I think I'll get another stab at this. I'm still up on it on the day, not as much as Zunaid. But that's, we're all used to playing catch up with Zunaid here. So that's,
go ahead. It's been a rough week with NVIDIA last week or so. Don't get me wrong here. So let's talk about two things here, and please interrupt me if you guys are taking a trade. One,
go for it.
I played BBIG earlier today, and I went ahead and took a loss of about 20 cents or so, right? Got in at $4.88, got out around, I believe it was $4.69, I think it was. So let's just call that 20 cents for easy math. Got out. Then I came, and why did I get out? Because it was breaking below VWAP, and I was afraid it was going to break this EMA, which it did, and I got out of it. Then why did I get back in? Because on that 10-minute, you can see right here, you have one, higher highs across, two, and obviously the third one right here as well. So that's one reason I got in. And two, I like this long wick where, hey, it tried to sell, but the buyer stepped up and it came right before it. Now, what I did do risky was try to get in front of that VWAP break. It was just more of a seat time feel, if you will. So I got some share size, and then when it broke VWAP, I went ahead and added a little bit more, and then we scaled out around that $5 area just to kind of get
long
some profit here. There. You're taking long what now?
Skills.
Here, I'll pull it up for you. What are you looking for?
I just started getting in on that push, now looking for a break above 6. We want to see a continued movement through 6 here. Looking for pullbacks to 86 to add. We'll see if we can get some ads here at 86 and 85s. The risk would be off of 580s here. I like the trade. I also like Blink here. If you're looking for long trades, we're setting on up here on the SPY. We just put in an up candle on the SPY. I'm looking for some ups right here. I want the SPY to hold VWAP and then start trading up on some of these names here. We'll see if we can get also Blink.
Patrick Starr thinks I celebrate like his grandmother.
That's a pretty hip grandmother. That's pretty awesome.
Let's do it.
And keep in mind, I'm on air. Cool. If I'm not on air, I'm cursing somebody out. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's what I'm talking about. Don't take my money. Give it back. That's exactly what I'm screaming at the screen. But it's halted, so there's nothing to take a look at there. But Tesla
Zunaid,
rejected.
Let's discuss your process real quick coming out of this halt. You're still in the trade, right?
Oh, hell yeah.
So, we're going to the moon. When the halt lifts, what are you going to do?
So what I'm going to actually do, I'm glad you brought that up because I'm out here messing around. I am going to go ahead and so I already took off half, right? I already took off half.
So you've already locked in gains. That's really smart for discipline and risk management as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I already took off half. What I'm going to do is the remaining half that I have, right? So it's 1,000 shares, 500 already gone. The 250 shares, I'm going to set a sell limit right here at $5.43 or so because I think that 550 could end up being rejection. And then the remaining, I'm honestly just going to let it ride. I'll be honest. So we'll figure out that. But matter of fact, let me go ahead and put that order in right now so I can tell you guys if I do get filled. So $5.43 is out there for BBIG. We will see what happens.
Some of the chatters with the astute observation that when you make money, that solves a lot of ills. It seems to have worked here with Zunaid.
Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding?
We'll see what happens.
It's great because now it's like Andrew, listen, I made good money. We're gonna cancel this meeting. We're gonna reconvene tomorrow, my man. But thankfully today's a light day, so I can't complain. But
AMD looks like this is trying to push into its gap down today. It looks like it needs to clear out 136 for that to happen. A strong candle here on your 5-minute chart, though.
Speaking of strong candles here, you've got Tesla now breaking above the 1053. I want to quickly point out how we talked about, hey, it's going to end up being a little bit of a resistance area. You can get a little bit of a scalp on it. You can see right there, hit 1050, came back, gave you about $5-6. Nothing too crazy on Tesla, obviously, but now it's above that 1050 area, which is a previous close. If this 10-minute candle, which is about to close in a little bit, man, I wish it wasn't so far from VWAP, or else I'll try to play something with it. But
real quick, Mike S saying they are saying that BBIG's true worth is $40. It's a TikTok competitor. I'll go ahead and be the negative Nancy of the group here and say that I'm going to call BS on that. I don't think that's the case. Maybe it can be in the future. They are absolutely not there yet. Be very, very careful about believing stories that, the true worth should be 40. A lot of stuff has to happen for that to be the case. BBIG open now, popping.
Filled at $5.43.
Man, you almost top tick that. I have 545 as the top tick.
There you go, baby.
Yeah, right there. Look at that.
Way to go.
Thank you. So let's talk about the rest of it, right? I am expecting fully for this to come down. Okay, maybe not, but I'm expecting this to come down to $5 and test the breakout area. So I'm okay with holding through that much pain. But like I said, I'm going to ride this EMA and just see what happens with it. Again, I expect it to come to 5. I expect it to come down there, but I'm going to hold it. I'm already out of 3/4 of my size. The rest is pure profit and then some. So we're going to hang out. We're going to see what happens.
I called out a good trade there in Blink. I hope somebody was able to nail that 23.75 pullback exactly to it. It comes to 68. Now you're back up there to 24.30s. We'll see if this one can really get moving. Of course, this one has GM news. Keep it on watch. It is moving well. I am in skills. I was able to get that one. We're up almost to the $6. We'll look for a continued push through to 609. That's where we're going to look to sell our first shares, and we're going to look for continued upside in electronic and gaming. You should look for some of those to start making some moves on up. Look at Roblox moving on up. Look at the Gig M here, EGLX. This one's interesting, a cheaper name, but they're really starting to getting into the green here. And we'll see if these can really start making moves. Roblox is one that made a huge pop, so it's back up there to almost 82. We'll see if these can get moving.
Let's see. Yeah, Roblox, nice move back there. Man, Wish I would have gotten that one back in there. But here's BBIG. Talked about it coming back and testing 5. Low tick is about $5.07. So because I anticipated this, I'm not too pissed about missing out on the additional 30 cents of profit that I had on the 250 remaining. Now I want to see this VWAP hold. If this doesn't hold, I will be a little bit more annoyed, but you know, it's okay.
All right, there you guys have airlines moving on up. LUV, we talked about potentially reopening. Keep this one on watch. This is one of the strongest ones. Really want to push through 46.10. Looking good there. Start looking at maybe some reopening trades if we start really getting bullish on the SPY. To you, Ryan.
No, I actually forgot what I was going to say.
Were you talking about BBIG or something?
Oh yeah, it was about
$5.
You had said that you would be a little annoyed if this came back in and traded below VWAP. Here's the thing, though. This is why we were talking about why taking partial is so important in a trading plan, because even if that happens, you've already got some of your gains locked in. And you're ready to roll, you know. So yeah, it's annoying you didn't maximize on the trade, but you're still keeping yourself green. That's discipline. That's proper risk management. Yeah. Mitch talks about the process. Those are things that are more important than us shouting out a ticker. How 100%. You trade that ticker is ultimately going to determine what your profit and loss is. Yeah,
and that's the $5 right there. So you can see right now it's holding above it. I don't know what's going on with me today. But VWAP is about 15 cents below that. So we'll see what happens. This is a 1-minute chart, so you're going to see a little bit of hecticness. But 10 minutes, what I'm riding here on the EMAs.
Mike asked to say, Ryan, I would ask you to check the numbers of Lomotif and all of Vinco's acquisitions. Free tide dividend coming 10-1. So I am absolutely open to all of that. I read like it's my job. If you have any type of source that you think I should take a look at, please email it to me, bring it up here. I'm always happy to look into more information. I got a couple of friends in private equity that have some red flags on this, but again, that's it. You know, I'll trade this day in and day out. And if I build up a big enough of a bankroll from scalping this, then sure, maybe take a longer term position. I'm always open to new information. Send it my way.
All right, one having a really good today, KSS, guys. So take a look at KSS. Cole's pushing on up there. Resistance going to come into play around 51, 50s, but definitely a strong day out of there. KSS really pushing on up there. We'll see if this can continue making a move. I did see a note out on this company.
Yeah, you know, Mitch, this was a strange one. I didn't mention this when I heard it because I felt like I needed to double check it. ACTG is said to have expressed interest in buying Kohl's. To me, that sounds very, very strange. If we take a look at ACTG, this is a small cap stock. This almost feels like, you know, a minnow trying to eat a whale. If that's a good analogy, I don't know. This to me, this is a strange one to me, and I think that this is why you're seeing Kohl's trading up. But I'm not sure how to take this. I'm really not.
All right, guys. It looks like Skills pushed to 6 here, coming back. We'll see if we can continue making a move on up here. SKLZ. I talked about this one pre-market, staying with it. We'll see if we can get through that 6, make that move up to 609 here.
Got the 1 minute pulled up here on BBIG. Still holding that 5. Still holding that 5. See, the fact that I put the line, it knows not to go below that line. That's how it works, honestly. I should have done that earlier for all my trades.
Jay Rice saying it's Starboard 2 on KSS. Okay, Jay, thank you for that assist. That actually makes a little bit more sense.
What's Starboard? Is that like a
detach the jaw and attempt to bite? Starboard, isn't that Barry Sternlich's?
Yeah.
Or am I mixing that up with something else?
I have no idea about that stuff.
One of the big boys. Let's put it this way.
Oh man, you know when you get a 3-day,
go Google Starboard and it gave me the difference between starboard and port.
Come on, mother, you're better than that.
All right.
Starbridge Management Company. Let's see. Is this? I could have sworn like this is.
All right, SPY holding VWAP here on pullback. Let's see if we can get back above the 459 and really start pushing here. That's what we want to see. So definitely smash on the like, guys.
I'm out here getting tired again, BBIG. I need you to wake me up. I'm out here yawning.
Yawning.
Tesla with a huge move too. Tesla really just dipped a little bit out of the open and completely reversed and has not even looked back. So above yesterday's highs, Friday.
No, BBIG is not a gaming stock, but it is a kind of gaming stock kind of day. So let's do a little.
Oh shit! Here we go again.
That meme is so good. That meme is so good.
We'll see what happens to BBIG here. There's skills pushing the 6, guys. It looks like it might get that lift through 6. The guys, I'll look through that to continue moving. We're at that 6 point right now. About to keep going and see if it gets up there to 609 here. Really starts pushing. SPY holding well there. Remember, I talked about potentially a VWAP hold from here. It just came back to VWAP, just pushed on up. Let's take out the high there, 459.60. Let's get back on up. Let's start roaring in the SPY and look for some longs, guys. We'll see what happens.
So you've got Lucid tested 41, right? At this point,
Lucid.
That short off the 41 the first time it worked out. Now, are you taking this to the short side again? Because I know you didn't take it when we called it out the second time. But are you going to take it now, or are you thinking it's going longer?
I'll tell you one thing. I got 1, 2, 3 rejections. I want to see one more pull, but it's looking like I could short off of the here off the 41. It'd be a really quick move. You got to be really quick with it.
I'm a little tempted.
Let me see what I got here. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. This will be the last 1 minute candle, and then we'll get another 5 minute one. That's probably what I'm going to be looking for.
Donkey Kong high of the day, Mitch.
Ooh, Donkey Kong getting maybe a playoff push?
I mean, maybe we're trying to trade back up to where we closed on Friday, but nice little strong candle here on the 5 minute.
All right, getting to that point. 1 minute candle is about to close. 3 more seconds here for Lucid. Watch here. I want to watch to see if it gets above 41. Quick rejection from that 41 could get me short.
All right, come on, BBIG. Here, I'm gonna. By the way, Lucid for me.
Go, yeah.
I'd have to look at how the markets are going, but I'm like leading a little bit. If it breaks that 41, I'd go long, but I can't focus on that because I'm not gonna lie. These small cap stocks, they're fun.
Now you see why I keep
they're fun.
my eye out for these.
You know, like who needs Nvidia's earnings run up play? Disgusting.
Jeff D is saying BBIG playing games with Zunaid's heart. Jeff D is breaking in a song over there. I can see it, even though he's not.
I'm about to play some Taylor Swift. But yeah, look at this though, right? That $5 level, it said coming down, knock knock, nobody home, cool. And I'm gonna march my way on back up. So this is why, for my mental, it was good to know that hey, this could easily come down and test 5. Do not panic, right? And because I knew that, because we called it out, I was perfectly okay being okay with having it come down. Now the decision I did have to make was, hey, are you gonna buy some more at $5? I wanted to, but didn't want to get too greedy with it. So I did not buy some more at $5, not for a scalp or anything like that at all. But the thought did cross my mind.
Matty Ice, looks like we got some Backstreet Boys fans in here. Matty Ice and Jeff D is trying to put their Backstreet Boy fandom onto Zunaid. We'll see if it's successful.
All right, guys, short there. Lucid. Got a little bit of Lucid there. This one's a little bit ballsy here. So just be careful out there. Just want to pull out the full risk there. Above 41, we got to be careful because there could be a big squeeze there. I'm looking for it to crack the 40-60s and then just get down there really quickly to 40. Just got short there around 62. Looking to add at around 70, but that would bring me right around the 65s here. Want to see a quick flush from those 60s. Now we're down to the 60s to the 50s. Continuous movement now. Just wanted to go straight to 40.25. Don't want it back above 40.75 here.
BBIG curling now. Can I get some ones in the chat if you guys made some money off of BBIG? Ones in the chat if you made money on BBIG, because we were all over this from the open. And this has been a trader that has been multiple sessions for us. We've been all over this. Really impressed.
Yeah, I really like it, man. If it can go ahead and take out those 50-50s, woo-wee. Let's keep on moving.
All right, trying to see the takedown right here. And there's the takedown volume there. There's 267 at 50. If you could look at the level 2 right now, guys, you'll see there's a big order right there at the 50s. Now you just want to see a quick, what I call that elevator move down on Lucid. Let's see if we get that elevator move where it just quickly flushes to the VWAP, which is 40.25 here. We'll see if we get the flush down there.
Execute Order 66.
Oh man, we're
The
taking
dark side coming in here, guys. The dark side is
especially if you got filled at $40.66. That'd be insane.
Let's do this, guys. The dark side is here.
I love it. Seeing lots of ones in the chat. This was a money day, folks.
There's the ones. Flow those through.
I want to address this question by Copper because this is a common one when you get on mergers and acquisitions.
Ooh, DWACing.
If you have Activision today for 85, will you eventually? Oh, let me read the rest of that comment.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Here, I got you.
It's all good. Will you eventually get 95 per share in your account when the deal closes? So if was that the price? Did Microsoft
95 is
Is that what the price?
It's all cash.
95 per share in cash. Yes. All right. So what happens is you will get, if you hold on to your Activision shares, you'll get whatever they become when they actually become Microsoft shares. The reason that you're seeing a discrepancy here in the price is because deal is not guaranteed to close. So if you were to say buy right here, 83, and then tomorrow we hear some piece of news that says, oh yeah, this deal is not going to close, that reporting was inaccurate, whatever the case may be, and this thing craters, no, you're not going to get that 95. The
BBIG
represents the deal closing.
BBIG $5.35 popping up again, not quite able to break the $4.45, which was a session high earlier. But BBIG trying to make some moves, trying to make some people happy.
All right, squeeze spot on Lucid. Be careful here, guys. It's literally on the squeeze spot right now. You got to be careful. I might get out here above 41s. It just rejected. I saw volume get rejected immediately. So anything above 41 that flows through on the time and sales, and then we got to go ahead and get on out here. Rejection here through the 40-50s will definitely get me confirmed, and I'll probably add to the position. But above 41, you just got to get out immediately. Could be a squeeze, so maybe you're playing it on the upside for the reversal there. There's some volume going through there. Bid holding there. Got to be careful. Literally hands on the trigger. It's bouncing there. Let me give it a second here. There's the breakout to the upside. I'm out. There you guys, a little bit of a loss there on Lucid. So what do we got here now? Let's look how we're doing on the day here. All right, so there's a decent sized loss there. That's a $100 loss. Blink was an easy one. It was a $36 loss. Put some more money into that Lucid there, looking for a good knockdown. And there you guys have it. There's a loss there for me. I'm still in skills. That's not looking too bad. But, I mean, we'll see if that can continue making moves on the upside. Lucid pushing on up there, squeezing me out. The dark side not strong enough today.
Yeah, it's all good. Not all calls can make us money. I did like it. Now, the only scary thing was now that I'm looking at Lucid here on the 1 minute, because I think you got it around the 41. I don't know exactly what your short fill was, but it did go ahead and test that $40 area at near close to VWAP. I think it was like, maybe 10 cents away from VWAP. Looking at it here on the trading view. So I'm not sure how much in the money you were before it kind of went on you.
Maybe could have got like 10 cents there. It wasn't much there. So.
It wasn't enough to bring the register.
Yep. Not enough.
I feel you.
And that's how it goes, guys. I've nailed Lucid before. We'll get it back.
BBIG looks like it wants to try and take out highs.
BBIG needs to go to 20. Can we get to 20? Where's Zoltan at? I think Zoltan said we're about to get maybe, or not he's working on getting an interview, I believe is what he said. But yeah, Zoltan, come on.
I mean, there's not much they're going to be able to give, guys. I'll just be honest.
I mean, I don't know shit about the fundamentals. I'm just, looking at the chart and praying.
No, I mean, they were already on last week. That's why I'm thinking.
Oh, they were on last week. Okay.
What could really have changed since Friday or Thursday? Not much, guys. Let's just be honest. At least fundamentally with the company, this is just moving strictly off of retail attention, guys. Retail attention is enough to move a stock. It doesn't need anything but retail attention. Now retail traders actually make moves. I see 1 up, 2 up, 3 up. I think this is the last run you might have. Maybe you get up there closer towards 575. I wouldn't be looking for too much more after that, because it's about, you get 1 run in the pre-market, you get 1 run in the pre-market, 2 runs in the pre-market, 3 runs. This would, at least from the Fibonacci's, be kind of more, or if you looked at, like, let's say Dow theory, we're definitely getting towards that extended point. We'll see what happens here at BBIG. Not to kind of pop everybody's bubble, but we'll see what happens. You got this action, this action, this action. That's the 3rd peak. We'll see what happens if you get a 4th peak.
Yep.
Well, the only thing that's being popped is shorts.
You'll notice that what happened just a second ago while you guys were talking, it did take out the 545 high, but it popped 4 cents and immediately pulled back in. Sorry, I had it on a different chart.
No, you're good.
Immediately, it popped it and broke that new high, but didn't really hold it, didn't build. Immediate pull. So that's something else to keep an eye on.
Yeah, that 550, right? That's we broke the session house, like you said, but that 550, all those 50 cents, 25 cents are going to be always huge, especially for stocks that are so small. So not surprised whatsoever, but we're going to build back and we're going to come back stronger. But in all seriousness, or I guess not all seriousness, but in hopes, you had GME start the craze last year in January. BBIG, maybe. I don't know what the short interest is. I don't know what the float is. Let me not pretend like I do, but could be. Maybe. But I'm still hanging out in here. I haven't taken any profits because, again, I'm hoping for a move. I'll take out another 125 shares around maybe $5.90 or so if it can get there, or below VWAP. It's either or for me. But we've already locked in nice gains, so we can go ahead and do that. I need BBIG to drop. Why? Is it because you're short, or is it because you want to dip buy? Right? Because I don't know if I'm willing to let the stock come down and pick you up if you're looking at short. Not like I control anything. Let me not pretend, but.
Lucy keeps fighting this 41. We'll see what happens there.
Down 20% on my trade. So does that mean you're short and you're down, which is why you need it to drop? I'm having a good day shorting. What'd you short, Robert? Let's take a look at DWAC.
Yeah, what you short? Let us know. DWAC, man, it's pushing. It's pushing.
Yes, it is. Look at that 10-minute candle. It just horsing. Stair-stepping on up. Staircase out here. Broke through that $80 level. I mean, Ryan was talking about this one possibly hitting the 90s, I believe.
Yep.
Oh, there you are. Welcome back.
Thank you. We needed to clear out the high of 78. The next resistance based off a daily candle looks to be at the low 90s. We'll see if that's much of a move. I mean, 85, you'll probably get some resistance there, but again, we'll see. And the one thing that I will say about DWAC, be careful with the sympathy play for PHUN. I'm not sure how closely these are actually related other than hearsay. If you're going to try to trade the momentum you see in the name, stick to the name. Don't necessarily veer to a different one. You might be disappointed in that regard.
All right, guys.
I got the chills too. Damn.
Uh-oh.
Did you have that, Mitch?
Oh, for sure, man.
Yo, Mitch had it all. This man still showed up, but this man had it all.
You're in it. In it to win it, bro.
In it to win it.
All right, guys. Starting to see Lucid here and starting to see the SPY break down. Might go after Lucid one more time. Risk about $20 this time. Can't risk too much because I'm already getting close to my max loss of the day. Don't want to push that, but looking for a pop-up here to maybe get short. Big thing is the SPY is back underneath the VWAP here. You look at the overall market starting to break down a little bit.
You guys getting option position? You know, usually I play options. That's like 98, not 98, like 95% of what I play. But with BBIG, I believe they've got options, but I wasn't about to play them because I'm not going to lie to you. Small caps, short float, small float, not my expertise whatsoever. So I just stuck to shares.
BBIG looks like it wants higher just from looking at the chart.
Now, here's the thing. If this VWAP, if BBIG comes back down to 5s, I would be interested to grabbing some more simply because then it's the $5 level and you've got VWAP around there. So I like that, hoping for it to be a stronger support area like it was here. You know, we drew this long before I tested it. Now, do I want it to come down to 5? Hell no, that's anxious. I don't want to deal with that. I want it to continue popping.
I'm glad we cleared up that Zunaid wants to continue to make money. I was unsure there for a brief second, but now we've...
Well, you know, because sometimes it's like, oh, I want to get it cheaper. But then when you actually get a chance to get cheaper, you're like, ah, shit, is it still a good idea? Like, I don't know. I don't know if it's still a good idea. Then you start to second guess yourself. It's like, why is it coming down? Am I wrong?
DWAC highs 83. Man.
Yeah, I'd probably be
BBIG looks like it wants to go.
All right, guys. We'll see if BBIG can keep going here. It's trying to break through that 540. We'll see what happens. Can it get the coins? Can it get it? Can it get the coins? We'll see what happens.
Sorry, W. That's me. I got 2 parakeets.
Can it give us more coins? All right. We've already got a lot of coins. We're looking to play like the big boss, you know? Let's see what 10 minutes looks like here.
Alpha wants to take a look at IMMR. Ryan, please take a look at IMMR. Actually, IMMR is a stock I like longer term here. I'm not sure about how it's going to do if interest rates continue to rise. I actually scaled into this small. My price is $5.63, so I'm actually underwater by 33 cents on my initial buy. Very, very small. Would look to add here when I feel a little bit better about its prospects. Now it does look like we're coming off the bottom here at 5.15. So I think this is a pretty good risk to reward if this is something that you're going to take.
IMMR.
Yeah,
I think that's a
cash.
That's a Chris Ketchy pick.
Yeah, and Chris knows his stuff. This looks interesting, but again, you know, companies that eat cash, it's going to be hard to. If interest rates keep going up, it's going to be hard for them to create new cash. So we'll see. I do like them though. Due to gaming pop, may be attractive at these lows for a buyout. See, I don't have any angle on it for a buyout. That's the one thing I don't have any idea what company would be interested in this. I've not heard anything of that. I am interested in it, but again, I just started my due diligence process.
All right, they should look for a wall sellers near 550s on that BBIG to step up. We'll see what happens there, but definitely there's some resistance keeps getting up there. Past the 540s, you probably see some stepping up. Then look for the 550 sellers to come in, see if they knock it down or if it gets through there.
Let me bring up BBIG here on my screen, see what's going on. Yeah, see, to me, this just looks higher. The reason that I would have like a really quick trigger on this is look at the size of these pulls that you get. Right, so if we're unable to take out this level, I could see this pulling back to your 520 levels, right? Fairly easily too, in short order.
Sorry, say that again. I was looking at a different chart.
I'm just saying I'm worried about the pull, right? So if I'm trying to trade this again today, I would be very, very quick on the trigger because look at what we've pulled before, just in today's session, right? We tried to make a new high. I mean, this made a high at 545, pulled all the way back to 507. Yeah. Right. We came back out. We took that out. It pulled again. I suspect we try to take this out again, but I don't want to just grab it right before it pulls back.
Yeah, no, the risk reward here is completely not worth it, which is why I said the only way I'm doing a dip buy is if it comes back and tests this $5 area, 505 or something like that is the only way I would go ahead and get it. But besides that, we're going to hold on to the remaining. Like, I haven't traded anything since I've gotten this one because it's like That's all I'm focusing on. Everything else, I can't see clearly now that the rain is gone. So that's all I'm focused on.
Well, we got all types of song drops today going on. we got Backstreet Boys fans in here trying to put their love onto Zunaid.
Oh,
I can't blame him, man.
This weekend I was listening to New Kids on the Block. A little throwback.
New Kids on the Block. We won't continue that song there.
I mean, feel free to if you want.
We got
feel free to if you want. I won't.
Jimmy Cliff. We got all types of stuff going on in today's session. This is fun. Yeah. You guys bring the fun. I'll tell you what, if laughter is truly the best medicine, I'm going to be better by tomorrow thanks to you guys.
There you go. Then we can tell all the news outlets that laughter cures COVID.
Exactly. We got Mitch and Zunaid. That's it.
Hey, pay me the big bucks, baby.
I mean, I'm going too far off the rails here.
All right, guys.
I'll be back in a little bit here, folks.
Guys, I was worried about that top out there for BBIG at 550s. I don't like it now, guys. We'll see what happens on it, but it's up to you if you want to stick around. Like always, just be careful with these guys. Don't want to see people get caught down to $5. This is where you got to be careful. It's not getting as much volume, right? The volume keeps declining. We did get a volume pop, but after that, the volume went right back down low. So just be careful on that end. If you take a look here on the chart, you'll see how the volume popped. You did get volume to pop, and then it didn't continue after the pop. So you'd want to see a trade, let's say about 2 million shares up there towards 540s and 550s.
Now,
Neuro being called out by Hex. So I don't know if you want to take a look at Hex.
Yep, let's do it. Was it Hex that?
Oh, wait, you're taking a look at Neuro, but
yeah, no,
we're not looking at Hex.
At least. The IWM because Chermo said, "Wow, IWM dumping hard." Still in that range. We'll get to the IWM in a sec here. Neuro, this just looks like it's kind of flagging in here, right? 346, or excuse me, 646. Boy, I'm struggling to 7. Looks to be the range that we're hanging out in here. This is actually a good pattern. If we're able to kind of hold this range and we trade back to the upside, I think we actually might pop through 7 here. And you've got a day range as high as 740, it looks like on this candle, 741, excuse me. So a move through 7 here, this is actually not bad. This actually looks kind of enticing. Move through 7 here, I think you might have some more oomph. We shall see. I like that it's consolidating here, whereas BBIG, if we take a look at that chart, BBIG just kept going up, right? They would pull it a little bit and it would come back in, but it kept trying to push up. I like the trading action a little bit more in Neuro because we're actually kind of consolidating in this area, and this is going to compress it. And eventually, if we pop out of this, you might actually be able to scalp that pretty easily. Good shout on Neuro. Let's take a look at the IWM real quick. IWM is selling off. This is the range that I think that we really need to hold, right? So I've got 207 on the bottom of this range here.
Back in Lucid, guys. I'm taking this thing down, man. Let's go for it.
Hit it, Mitch. Let's get it.
Taking this thing down. Let's go for it, guys. We just got short there. We're at 60s again. So let's see if we can get this flush down through there. One of the things that's helping is the SPY starting to flush here. I want to see SPY, and it feels bad, but I want to see it take out 457 here. It'll definitely help this Lucid to start get tumbled through the bids.
Yeah, especially if Lucid can break VWAP. That's the biggest thing. If it can break VWAP, you should be looking pretty.
Mm-hmm.
If it can do that.
Dun, 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 dun. Pump breaking down, says Quantum. All right, we'll see what happens there. What's going on out there, guys? Definitely smash the like button. If you guys are enjoying live trading with Benzinga, we're going to do this every single day this week. We'll be going through, guys, so definitely smash on up. Let's keep battling, and let's see what's going on out there, guys. So,
are we on Friday?
Friday, I'll have to double check on to see if we got a all access. But like always, guys, we're gonna keep trading in the chat. So right here, building up the community, you guys smash up that like.
Look, Friday I'm gonna be in a real degenerate mode because I'll be in Vegas, and assuming the Wi-Fi is great, I'll get to trade from Vegas. So I'm gonna be ready to throw out some money. Rather give it to the markets than the casinos.
Looks like you're gonna be ready to bust out that piggy bank, bro. You're gonna bust out that piggy bank.
Oh yeah.
We'll smash that thing up. Wow, get it going here.
We some donations to the market.
Definitely, guys. We'll see what happens out there. Zunaid killing it earlier. Definitely. Hey, let's give Zunaid a little bit of love, guys. Zunaid definitely getting today's money stack of the day. So definitely got to throw out some money to my man Zunaid, killing it. Hey,
appreciate you.
Let's actually review that trade since we're getting towards 10:42 here. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. What happened on that trade, and how did you get it?
Sure. So I'll talk about the first trade real quick, which was a loss for me for 20 cents, right? I got in where we kind of broke VWAP around the $4.88. It was a bad fill, but that's where I got filled. And then when it broke below VWAP, I started to get out of the position because, again, if it's below VWAP, to me, that's bearish. So I went ahead and got out, took about a 20-cent loss. Then it started to kind of come back up, and I asked Ryan, hey, looks like it's knocking on VWAP. Should we try to front run? And we did. So I added shares here, and then when it broke VWAP, I went ahead and added some more, and then went ahead and took profits around the $5 area because it's a psychological level. And you can also go ahead and see right here, $5 is where it kind of had a tough time getting through. And when it poked above, it came right back down as well. So we took half size off, and then we went ahead and after it got halted, took some more out of it. But basically, when it was testing, and especially this wick right here, this 10-minute, you can see how the buyer stepped in and took this one all the way up. And that's where I wanted to kind of gamble on it a little bit more. But the biggest thing is the fact that this $5, if you're still in this trade, this $5 needs to hold, because now you've got the psychological level, you have the previous resistance, now should be support, and you've got VWAP. If it goes ahead and breaks this one, I would go ahead and get out. So matter of fact, I'm going to be, getting in on calls and squawk and stuff like that. So I'm going to have my stop loss set at $4.88 to go ahead and get me out of this trade on BBIG. But I'm already out most of my size here. So not really worried about it. I'm out 3/4 of my size. So the rest, just to have fun, see what happens, see if we get a wild move above 550, maybe 6, and then some. I think the previous move was in the 12s. So if we could get that, that would be beautiful. Someone asked me where in Vegas, on Luxor, because we have an esports tournament there at the HyperX Arena. So I'll be staying at the Luxor.
Go check out my man in the arena.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Is there in person?
What esports?
Yeah. 2K. It's always 2K, man. I haven't expanded into anything else. So this is amateur. It's not hosted by the NBA. This is like an amateur one. It's $50,000 on the line. Starts on Saturday. But yeah. So follow me if you guys want. I'll drop the link, and maybe I'll do some charts on stream later tonight if I get bored.
What? You guys in here? Let's go ahead. Let's do it. How's the BBIG monster? Did we get through that level, or?
Nah, it's still hanging out around 520.
All right, let's check out the other ones, the other big movers. DWAC, and see how that's doing now.
Here, let's see. DWAC, $78, I think, is what Ryan had talked about earlier, and it did pop through that, and it hit all the way up to the 84s, and now it's coming back. See, now VWAP, you're looking at around $77.84. That's about $3 away. So for me, not the best risk reward. I don't know how psychologically well that $80 is going to hold. I don't know if Ryan or Mitch, you guys have any other opinions.
Out, guys. Squeezed out there. Lucid again, guys. It's not a good day for me on Lucid. Definitely giving up way more than I intended there. About 10 cents more than I intended. So that's not a big. It's not a big $10 more, but hey, didn't want to give up that. Took an eye off of it for a second there. It definitely just pushed on up. 41 level is going to be the level to watch now. As long as it can hold 41, it still looks bullish there. We'll see what happens on the trading day. Definitely not the best day for Lucid for me, at least.
Yeah, and as far as DWAC goes, here, let me throw up my screen. I can actually walk you through what I was taking a look at. So remember earlier when we talked about this, it was the 78 level, right? It was going to be the tops of this range, these candles here. It was about 78 when you actually get it in there. There you go, 77.89. As soon as we took that out, what I was saying in terms of 90, that's going to be the top of this candle here, right? So that's the range that I was looking for. Now, the reality is we've got this inside candle. This is a 1 candle. For you stratters out there, we have this inside candle here. The bottom of that candle puts you at about 82.56. And if we zoom in here, look at this. We popped above that briefly, but we kind of ran into some resistance at this point. So it seemed even when I said 90 early, I was like, oh boy, Ryan, 90, that might be a little too much to ask for. We got almost to 84 already. So now that we're kind of trading back down, looking at the 1-minute chart, if we're able to hold 79 here, hold this area here, perhaps we can reverse to the top. You take this out, I think 90 is for sure. today.
All right, guys. Blink holding higher today. That one's not looking too bad. I know that I called that one out earlier. Had an earlier loss, but definitely still looking nice. We talked about potentially getting in there by the VWAP. Still holding VWAP, gone sideways now. Looks like it wants to take out the highs, 24.50. We'll see if this one can continue making moves. This one had GM moves, GN news. Let's take a look at ATVI. How did we trade on ATVI? We actually came down towards almost 83 there. Yeah, under 83 there towards 82.80s. Now coming back to VWAP, we'll see how ATVI can perform at that VWAP level. Any other watches for you guys for the rest of the week? Let's go ahead. Let's start wrapping on up. We'll get you guys on out of here.
Netflix is the only one if you can find like a earnings run up play, but besides that, not really. If I can, let me go ahead and pull up Netflix, I guess. I'll pull up the daily again. It had the price increase and it had a downgrade, I believe. You've got PIK, by the way, moving on the scanners. But yeah, Netflix is the only one. It reports earnings 2 days from now. So forget what I said about the run-ups. But something to keep an eye on in terms of how it could trade and possibly make us some money. Because if it reports earnings on the 20th is going to be Thursday, which means on the 21st, we could possibly play some lottos.
All right, let's go ahead. We're going to start wrapping on up here. I'll get Ryan, Zunaid, get on out of here. It's almost 11. They're going to go ahead and knock out the day. Hope you guys start feeling a little bit better. I know it's not the best environment out there, so stay safe, guys. And
let me put it this way. BBIG hits $8 or more today. If I don't show up tomorrow, don't be surprised. Taking the day off. We'll see. We'll see.
That butter chicken, baby. Let's go ahead.
Oh, yeah, this time we ain't getting a Trader Joe's. We're going to a restaurant. But anyway, I'm out. See you guys.
Let's do it, guys. We'll see you guys. Appreciate you guys. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get towards the stocks. Let's take a look at what's moving out there. If you guys got a stock to take a look at, throw it up in the chat, and we'll definitely run through it. Like always, smash that thumbs on up. We'll see what happens. The Minshew is here, man. The Mitch is here, guys. If you guys don't know Minshew, he's still playing for the Phillies. He's just a little bit of a backup, but best backup in the league, baby. Let's go ahead. Let's get into this. Let's take a look at what moved today in the stocks world. What did we get to move for us? So it looks like basic materials going into the green, an area that I was definitely looking to see what happened. Actually, it's 0.76. That was a little bit of a lag there. Energy is the only thing at the green today, at least from the open here. So take a look definitely at some energy plays. Real estate coming down, consumer cyclicals, technology, pretty much dragging a lot of places. Financial services dragging significantly, and also healthcare getting dragged down. What are getting hit the most is biotechs. Biotech's getting hit about 2.49%. Medicare stocks also getting hit here. Some of the stocks that you guys can take a look at. I was actually going to look at some of these to play on the short side because you saw Humana take such a beating, right? So just be careful. I think HCA is a good short. Humana coming back from that level, but it took a big hit when it got down there. So if you want to look at some of those plays to the downside, I'd definitely be taking a look. Some cheaper names definitely getting hit hard. DYN, probably one of your biggest losers of the day, down about 16.68%, and we'll see what happens. Let's get to the likes, guys. We need 400 likes to stay past 11 o'clock. So we got 367 likes. You guys do me the favor, guys. It seems like it's been a helicopter type of day out there, so just be careful. We might just see the heli come on in here and a little crash action, but hey, can we get through it? You guys hit the like. Let's keep going, guys. All right, guys, I'm going to be looking to see if I can moonwalk myself out of these losses today. Definitely have some losses today. Don't want to take another trade unless I need to. But definitely there's some action out there, so I'm not going to be avoiding it. We'll see what happens here. Definitely smash the like, guys, if you guys are having a good time, and let's keep it going. All right, going to go ahead and do the stocks in the chat. Eagles, not the Phillies. Yeah, well, you kind of knew where I was. I wasn't talking about the actual Phillies, like the baseball team. I was talking about Philly, like the city. But it's all good. No worries. Definitely on the Eagle. Let's keep going. Let's go. All right, so stocks from the chat. Let's roll with some of those. MTTR being called out. So let's get into that. MTTR, Matterpoint. Let's see if we can get down and dirty in Matterpoint. Of course, this is one for a metaverse play. I don't like it because it just hasn't been able to keep its gains. It really gave up a lot of losses really quickly after this big run. Personally, it's a stay away from me, at least in this environment, but not having a bad day, up about 0.75. AMC, how's the AMC train doing? It's looking really bad, guys. AMC is looking really bad, guys. I'm just going to be honest. Snow looking it looks like you're trying to find a little bit of a bounce here to 290s. If you're trying to take a little bit of a dip buy, we'll see if this can hold the 290s today, but definitely battling to get back. We'll see what happens in Snow. Smash that like. Let's keep going. QQQs, of course, probably fighting on the downside. Yep. Rejecting off the 380s today. Really showing some pullback there in some tech. What about some of the big techs? Apple, did we break the 170? We're kind of sideways there. Just be careful. It could start breaking down, heading towards 170s. Apple trying to hold VWAP there, but if it breaks down the SPY, you could see a flush down action there. All right, going to go ahead and take a look here. Tesla, how's the Tesla Dragon being pretty much the only big stock up there. Disney down today. Comcast down 2.4%, Netflix down almost 2%, Lowell's down 3%, definitely taking a hard hit. Starbucks also down 2%, down to 98. I don't like Starbucks. I think it's out of favor. So if you're looking at Starbucks, be careful there. This chart looks really bad as it heads down towards 98. And for that mention, I'll eventually look for bros to break out up above 50s to 55s. But that's just because I'm looking for a play that's going to come off of Starbucks. But we'll see what happens on that. All right, let's keep going from the chat here. XOM being mentioned. XOM, of course, oil play. If you're looking for some oil plays, here's a strong player as of late. Definitely keeps on going. Doesn't want to turn around. So we'll see if these oil plays can keep going. Of course, you can also take a look at MRO, Marathon Group, doing really well up there to the 1950s. All right, guys, it's been one of those tough days out there. Looking to see if finally Luce is going to start breaking down here. It's been fighting to get back below the VWAP through the 450s. Definitely rejected there 41 multiple times there. You got about 1, 2, 3, 4 rejections there. It should have gone above that 41. We'll see what happens on that one. But SPY looks like it's trying to take out the lows also. So just be careful in the overall market as we head down to the downside. Sharp action in BABA. Let's take a look there at BABA. This one is a value play. So just be careful out there. I think value's been strong. You're looking at BABA get on up there, and it doesn't look bad. I would look for a pullback now to 128s, but nice little run up there to 130s today. All right, guys, going to go ahead and take a look here to see what I could get into. Looking for another trade, but not seeing much out there right now. SPY looks like it's trying to take out the lows. If it takes out 457, it could start cracking down. That's when I talked about how look at Apple. It looks like Apple wants to break down today, get to that 170, get down towards 170 today. But just be careful out there. Lucy, thumbs on up. Let's keep it going. SBA Black Rifle Coffee. How is that Black Rifle Coffee one? Looks like it's not moving much. We'll see if it can get back above 1020s. That's the only way I'd be looking at it. What's up? What's up out there? Luke Jacoby in the house. You already know for Luke Jacoby, we got a sound for my man. We got to keep it in here. Not going to turn around for my man, Luke Jacoby. Got that rally horn going here, guys. We'll see what happens out there. If you're looking at any trade, Luke, let us know. ASO, bullish divergence on the 4 hours, says Eric. Let's take a look at that. All right, guys, definitely smash the like if you guys are enjoying me going through stocks from the chat. Let's go. ASO, Academy Sports, nice bottoming around 38. This one's not a bad look. You can look at this one as we keep going into kind of the summer months. I would look for a little bit of a pullback closer towards 33 and then eventually getting back towards 40, but it's not a bad one to take a look at. It's definitely in favor, one of the best ones there. Walmart, what's up, ANF? Let's keep it going. Sean, what's up out there? SEAH. We're going to get SEAH moving soon. We'll see what happens. DWAC. Oh, I'm not playing DWAC, but hey, you got to keep it going with what works best for you out there. Dylan, what's up out there, man? Bob, bringing an interesting one, CrowdStrike here. Let's take a look at CrowdStrike. What's going to happen in CrowdStrike? It's been fighting to get back on up there. This was really one of the favorites during the pandemic. Went all the way from around 50s to $300, pulling on back there. We'll see if it can find some pullback, let's say around the 150 area. But definitely, I would look for this one to come back a little bit further down towards 150s and then coming back roaring later on about halfway during the year. What's going on out there, guys? Walmart being mentioned in the chat. Let's take a look at the Wally world. What's going on in Walmart? Keeps trying to get through this like 147, but can't get through. Rejecting multiple times. We'll see if it can hold the 200-day moving average, which is right below it at 142.65. That's where I'd be watching. Target has been fighting to get up, so just be careful. I thought Target would come back up towards this 245, and it's just not. Just hanging out down towards the 218. Could crack, and you could see Walmart move with it. All right, let's keep going. Jim Cruz, Netflix being brought up here. Netflix is not a bad one. I'm actually taking a look at to see if we can get it near 500. 500 is the level where I like. It's going down towards that 484 support right now. I don't think it gets there, but just be careful there. We'll see what happens in this Netflix. All right, guys, it's tough trading out there. So let's take a look at Square. Square was one I was wondering, were we going to catch a little bit of a bounce? Visa was also mentioned earlier with the chat. A little bit of a bounce, nothing big there. So we'll see what happens on that. You pull your own triggers, guys. You pull your own triggers. That's for sure. What do you think about BH chart? BH chart doesn't look bad. It actually is looking like it wants to go towards the upside. I think this is reopening also. If you're looking at something that has a reopening play, this one could be one, right? Let's take a look at the airlines. How are the airlines doing today? I wanted to take a look at Love. Love went up there to 46.10, pulling back now. I would look for a hold of this 45.78, see if it can come back up to the 46 today. OSW is one that I'm going to be watching for it to close back above 1040s, 1050s today. Would get me on a swing trade for OSW. CCL, let's take a look at some Carnival action. Carnival pulling back there. Not really in the green yet. We'll see how this one ends the day and if it can get back rolling here. Another one you can take a look at, AAL, American Airlines. It is holding VWAP right here. We'll see if it can take out 1860s, really start pushing back towards 1950s is what I want to see. And that could get us back up here towards the high, which is 1942s. So if you're looking for maybe a dip buy, and that's your type of dip buy that you're looking for, AAL, not a bad look today. SPY keeps holding this 457. If we could hold this 457, we're still looking good. And we could just reverse for this hourly candle and then start pushing back up. Right now, we got this 11. We're going to look for it to come back towards VWAP if you're looking for bullish moves to the upside. DWAC being mentioned in the chat. What's up out there? DWAC. What do I see here? I see continued movement. It's trying to hold the 1 hour pullback. Pullbacks would be towards 74.27, but above 84 is also breakout. This was a hard chart, man. I can't really tell you guys how to trade this one. I personally am staying away from it, but it's up to you guys. VWAP is down towards, let's say, the 77, 78. That's kind of the level that I'd look for a pullback for it to push back up through the 80s. All right, guys, let's catch up with the chat. Shop mentioned in the chat. Shop. Let's go take a look here. All right, so it's getting towards that 11 o'clock hour. You guys smash the like button so we can keep this going. We're going to try to get you all the way to Benzinga Live right here on Benzinga Live. You guys smash that thumbs on up. Let's keep going. Shopify actually pulling back significantly here. This one doesn't seem like it wants to catch a bid. Amazon also coming back down. We're going to look for Amazon to turn around before you see Shop. I haven't seen Amazon turn around, and neither has Shop, neither has Melly. So just be careful. Melly at least catching a little bit of a bounce today, but it could take out the lows. You want to see that one start roaring back. eBay was one that we shorted last week. They could have still been short since last week. This one has been a really nice short coming on down. So eBay still breaking down there. True Social app possibly coming out next month. I just don't believe it. I'll believe it when I see it, I guess. And I guess I don't like to play the rumor there. Mag being mentioned there in the chat. Let's take a look there. Mag looks good. Silver stock there, bouncing back there. You're talking basic materials. Not a bad one to take a look at. I also take a look at AG. AG is another one that I look at for silver if you're looking at that one, and it looks like it is up today. Daily chart, not a bad look off that 1091 if you're looking for silver to make a move back up there, maybe closer towards 12. So you're looking for about 10% move on up in silver. We'll see what happens there. All right, guys, Lucid really starting to battle here to even get back above 40, 80s. I'm not going to take it short there, but you could definitely take a look at it if that's what you're looking for. Finally, a big breakdown of that. AMC heading towards the low of the day. Just be careful out there, you kind of apes out there. Just want to make sure that no one gets caught in a move they're not prepared for. Lucy calling out AMD. Let's take a look at AMD. AMD fighting to get above this 134.30s. If it can't get above that, I don't think it's going to hold, and it could test down towards 133. Does look like we're trying to break down, but needs a quick recovery above that 134.32s. All right, big order going through there at 40.85 there for Lucid. 10,000 shares. We'll see if that can get broken through on the upside. If not, it could reject there again. Let's take a look at some other plays out here. Electronic and gaming, of course, still up because ATVI. Let's take a look here. What other ones are making moves? Looks like this IMTE. This was one of the big movers. Look at the daily chart. You'll see how it's been making moves, but definitely getting a little bit of a push there, a little bit of a squeeze there, up there from 880s all the way up to 970s. Be careful, guys. This is definitely a squeeze, and it's a trappy type of stock. So just be careful. IMTE there, pushing on up there to 975s, but definitely getting a move on there. So if you want to take a look at one that's moving fast, IMTE is definitely one of those. Oof. Take a look at this. See how it's trading here. I saw some volume coming in there at 899. So definitely getting a step up there, 912s, 2,000 shares. It's just a lot of volume going through there for low volume traded stock there. We'll see if this one can continue making moves, of course, on up with the gaming stocks. Taking a look at some other gaming stocks. Zynga trying to break out through there. Roblox trying to recover VWAP. We'll see if that can get back on up and start pushing. I would take a look at this 5-minute chart. If 80s hold here, it still looks good. If it gets back above 181s, and it could start pushing on up there in Roblox. As long as it holds 79.80s here, I'm still looking good. It just needs to get back above VWAP here and just start pushing on up there towards 81. Could get strong there, Roblox. So definitely take a look at that. BBIG about to go again. Let's take a look at BBIG. It's definitely one of the ones that are on watch. 550s is the level I would take a look at for a nice breakout. You are fighting to get above this 530 area, 540. 5-minute chart is what I'd be watching now. As long as those support hold, it's still looking good. And it is still looking good on the 5-minute chart. As long as it can hold here, 505 on pullbacks, and then get back up through the 540s. We'll see if BBIG can get roaring here. All right, that IMTI trying to take out the 925s and get back on up there. We'll see if that can get moving. Moderna at 190, says Patrick Starr. Let's take a look there. Moderna. All right, Moderna cracking there at 190s, going down there. We'll see if this one can hold, but definitely not looking good there. We'll see what happens on Moderna, but doesn't look like a good chart to me right now. BBIG, let's go. We'll see what happens on that. Got to go ahead and change up this name for this live trading today. It's definitely a BBIG type of day, right? I mean, that's what everyone's watching. All right, we'll see if we can continue moving here. Let's get to BBIG. Can we get above that 530 and continue moving on up? Smash on up, guys. We're at 418 likes. Can we get to 500 today? We'll get you guys going until Benzinga live at 11:30 Eastern. BBIG, can it get through the 530s, guys? We'll see what happens here. All right, let's go ahead. Let's keep it going. You guys got another stock that's making a big move. How's the DWACer going on out there? We'll take a look. All right, BBIG stock. Let's go. Let's see what happens out there today, guys. Boom. Get some more BBIG traders out there. I can't believe we nailed that one today. The guy Zunaid's on point with that BBIG. Nailing that up, guys. I'm also looking at that IMTE. I'm going to actually put up both charts here so that we can keep an eye on it here. And we could watch these big movers take moves today, guys. So the big movers today are going to be IMTE, DWAC, and it's also going to be, of course, none other than BBIG. So we'll keep these on radar to see if they can continue moving throughout the day. I'm going to put these on the 1 minute so they keep moving fast, but we'll keep a watch on it. BBIG there. Can he get through that 530 mark? That's here on the left-hand side. We'll see if these can keep roaring. And definitely some movement out there today, guys. DWAC is an interesting one. It went on up there towards 8350, now coming back down to VWAP. So if you were taking a look at a deeper time frame on the 15-minute, I actually think it's interesting here towards 7750s here. So that's kind of the level that I would give out there around the 7760s, 7750 area. You could look for a pullback and then a reversal from there, getting right back up there towards 80. We'll see what happens on the DWAC train there. BBIG back down to 518s. Didn't want to get to that 530. Big resistance there showing up. Cue it up. Cue it up. What's going on out there, guys? All right, guys, let's get to the point. If you guys got a big trade and made a nice one, let me know out there in the chat. Charge point on a call option. Charge point's not a bad one to take a look at. I'll take a look here on the side, on the right-hand side. I was going to take a look at charge point today because of what? Because of Blink. Blink had that good news, BLNK. We were looking at that one to continue on its up move. How has this one moved? It went up there towards 2480s. Not a bad look there. Has gone sideways on the day, but interesting news coming out of GM and Blink with their charge stations. All right. Definitely a battle out there, guys, in the market now. It's just going sideways, not really breaking down, just kind of going sideways here at the 457s. We'll see if we can get some continued down move, but definitely at least BBIG and DWAC still holding sideways there. Taking a look at this IMTE, seeing if it's going to rip through, get back up there towards the 970s. It wicked up there for a quick second. But definitely there's been some people trying to step up there at 910s and 903s. Just be careful there. It could come down to 875 in a hurry. Can you explain the difference between trading with a trend line compared to trading just based on levels, the use of both, and the fight between? Okay, so that's a little bit confusing question there when it gets towards the end about the use of both and the fight in between. But I mean, it's all about whenever you're looking at technicals, right? And this is any technicals. This is not just these technicals, guys. One thing that happens is you got to understand technicals are what? There's something, it's a trading tool, right? And so you got to look at the psychology of it. And so nothing is 100. Everything is about how much is it used and how effective is it. So that's why I use the VWAP, because I think it's highly effective when you really look at how many traders use it. So that's what you need to look at. So is it a lot of traders that use this kind of strategy? Is it a lot of eyes that are looking at it? Or is it a little bit? Because if it's a little bit, you'll get less fake outs. The actual more people involved in it, you're going to get more volatility, which is going to give you that up and down action that could stop you out in the trade. It's all about learning about what works for you also. So if, let's say, you're looking for trend line breakouts and they're just not working, then understand that. That's why it's important to take data. And when you take data, try to be as detailed as possible to find the edge out there in the market. There's no one way to trade, guys. You just got to find what works best for you. DWAC finding some support there. We'll see if this one can get ripping again. Look how that just pushed off that 78.50. I thought it would come back closer towards 78.20s in the VWAP, but definitely pushing back up there. DWAC, we'll see if this one can take out the highs. Still a little trappy, but we'll see what happens on that one if you want to get that one roaring here. Definitely a lot of trades out there moving high percentages today, so you could be making some big trades here. That was a 6% move just in the range here for BBIG, so we'll see what happens if it gets out of the range. All right, Lucid was another one that I wanted to keep on watch. Finally pushing down, but we'll see if this one can get below VWAP. That's what I would wait for it if you're looking for a short, big breakdown of that can really start coming down. It's fighting to get down there, but it needs to get below 440s, I would say, for a short. I got ITUB call from Benzinga Live a couple of weeks ago. Hey, there you go. Let's take a look at that one. ITUB. All right, that one's up there to 425. We'll see if this one can continue pushing through the 430s. Doesn't look bad. Nice hourly chart for me on that, looking like a nice flag pattern. If it gets above 430s, you're still looking great on that name today. There's BBIG still fighting, guys, still fighting to try to get back up there through the 530s. We'll see what happens on that name. All right, Buzz, definitely. Let's keep it going. BBIG loading the springboard, says Chris. Gatorville says, thoughts on getting in BBIG puts with these highs? Hey, I personally don't go after shorting stocks that are popping, but I can understand your look. The big thing is you just don't want it through that 530 level. As long as that can hold, then yeah. I mean, I don't see it as a bad trade, but it's just personally not my type of trade there. Adobe going downside. Yeah, Adobe's been breaking down, and it's part of the software names where I don't like. Let's take a look at the daily chart. Yeah, daily chart. I mean, you could tell probably some people are stepping up here at 510s, but it's a dangerous game to play there with software names right now. Microsoft, how did Microsoft perform today after the ATVI thing? It's kind of just sideways. Hasn't really moved up, hasn't moved down. We'll see what happens on that one. IMTE fighting there to get above that 9, trying to get up there towards the 970s. We'll see what happens in that name right there, but definitely fighting in the 9s there. All right, let's keep an eye on that BBIG. Don't miss it for a second there, guys. It's trying to get back up there towards the 530s. Has 524 as resistance right now. We'll see if it gets moving. All right, let's keep going. Let's see what's out there, guys. Smash the like button, guys. We're going to keep going here. We got about 15 minutes left. I'm going to take a quick second to take a little bit of a breather, but I will be back, guys. Welcome to live trading. Let's keep trading out there. And I got a question. Are you guys entertained? Are you not entertained? Let's keep it going, guys. Let's go out there, guys. Smash like button. Let's keep it going on live trading with Benzinga. Definitely got to go ahead and make sure that we switch on over here at Benzinga Live. Coming up next, you guys will have how can you invest in private companies, guys. Stay tuned, guys. You guys will find out how you can do that yourself. All right, there's a little push there towards 527 there on BBIG. Taking a look to see what happens there. definitely trying to battle on up there. Can it get through the 530s? That's where you're going to start seeing some selling show up. There's some buyers stepping up there, 9,900 shares at 525. So some people stepping up there at 525 here. Let's see if this one can get roaring here and push through the 530s. What do you guys say? I take a little bit of a scalp trade on this one. You guys throw up a 1 if you guys want me to take a long on BBIG here. And let's see the light game. Where are we at on the light game? It might just be based on the likes, but let's see where we're at right now. All right, guys, we got about 13 minutes left here. Looks like we got 433 likes. Can we get to 450? There's some ones rolling through there. I see the BBIG crowd. It's telling me, let's go, let's go. Let's BBIG it up. All right, I'm going to take a look here. There's a little bit of a pullback here towards 520. The big thing I need to do is I need to see a big bid just get thrown up there, and all of a sudden it's right back to 530s. 530s would be the long spot through the 540s, up there to 550s, playing it out there at the 550s, either for a breakout with the continued momentum or just selling immediately through that 550. So it looks good on this little pullback. We're looking for a big bidder to step up there. I want to see more than 10,000 shares come in on one order. All right, looking for that big order to show up here. It's in the 520s. If it doesn't get that big order, then we can't step up. But I want to see a big order come in here, step up, and then I'll go ahead and start fishing. How do I do this? I start looking at time and sales, guys. So time and sales, a lot of it, I look at the level 2, the offer side, but I want to see a big order go through to show me that some big boys step up there. 525, 10,000 shares right there, guys. Let's go ahead. Let's do this. Let's take a shot here. All right, there you guys have it there. Off of the 520s here, we're going to go off 518 here is the risk. We just took it there off 527. I'm only taking 100 shares because I'm in the red today, but we'll see what happens here on BBIG, guys. You guys smash that like button if you guys are looking for this one to continue moving. Let's see if we get that move. DWAC pushing on up also. I'm going to actually put this one to the side so that you guys can watch DWAC and BBIG, which are those top movers of the day. We just took it on this little push here. We're going to risk off of the support, which is right here, this 518. We can draw out our trade. This is the risk side. This is the positive. We're looking for the breakout through the 540s up there to the 550. Okay, so that's going to be the breakout spot. There you guys have it up to 530s. Let's see if we get this rolling up towards the 550s. All right, going to throw in some of the chat. There's some of the ones supporting it. We'll see what happens. Hey, smash the like button. Like always, guys, this is all for informational purposes, not for investment advice, and opinions do not represent those of Benzinga. We'll see what happens here on BBIG. Can we get rolling here? All right, so one of the things that I wanted to look for was some big buyers, right? So there's 20,000 shares that went through at 530. 11,000 shares that went through at 530, and then you also got a bunch of 10,000 share orders through that 26 and 27 level. So we want to see those levels kind of hold on the pullback. The first buy was 25 there, so if it can hold 25 on the bid here, get right back up through the 30s, I'm liking it. What's going on out there, guys? You guys ready to see if we can get that moving out there, guys? SNGX is trading for about 65 cents right now. It has multiple catalysts. Hey, Childress, way to put one out there. If you flip DWAC upside down on a daily chart, you'll see how the 7480s was crazy resistance. Below that, it can go pretty far. Yeah, I mean, DWAC is definitely one of those that it's very volatile. I mean, look at this big move that it just put in. But it is looking on to the upside here, up there towards 81.50s already. When this one started catching bid was at 78.60s. So definitely a nice little push on up there. All right, guys, DWAC, BBIG turning around on us a little bit there. Didn't get through the 530s there. We might stop out here at the 515s. Showing up 515 on the offer side. We need to see 513s hold right now. If not, we're just going to get out of this trade. Oh, it's about to shake me out. Out, guys, there. 510s. I don't want to fight it there, guys. It just doesn't want to get through. I'm going to go ahead and get on out there. It's not the biggest loss there. It's only about, what, $17 loss there. Tried to give it a shot there to get BBIG back on up, but it just doesn't want to hold there for me, guys. It's getting out of my trade there. I'm not going to stick around to see it go back to 5. I tried to give you guys a shot there. Wish you stayed short Lucid. Lucid is not a bad one to keep an eye on it. I mean, now you're starting to see Lucid. I kind of have the washout rule where I don't want to take that trade again there, but definitely Lucid going down there towards the 40-30s. Now it's really starting to break down, and that's how it is sometimes. Sometimes you're just early to the gun. That's why you want to give yourself a little bit more room, maybe using less share size, giving you bigger room on the reward side, and the risks giving you a little bit of shakeout. There you guys have it down to the 40-20s. Looks like Lucid's starting to really break down. We'll see if that can continue moving. DWAC is not looking the worst either, as the SPY also starts finding some support here around the 457s. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us. We got about 7 minutes till we get to Benzinga Live. I'm going to wrap it up in about 2 or 3 minutes here, and then we'll get you over to Benzinga Live. Like always, guys, we're going to keep trading live right here on Live Trading with Benzinga. Let's take a last minute look here at what stocks are moving and what is not now. So let's take a look here at the sectors and what moved. This IMTE is really trying to get back above that 9, but I don't think it's going to get beyond that level there. Let's take a look here and see what moved. Are we finally starting to get some green? Looks like everything is in the red right now. Look for things to switch on over. Look for things to start getting back towards the upside. I will point out in basic materials, copper is still doing really well. FCX is one to watch at that. It just pulled back towards the VWAP there. Around 45s is what I would look for in FCX. Maybe you can get it back to 46. HBM, also an interesting one here, around $8.14 and $8. You can look for a push back towards $8.14. Wouldn't be a big move. It would be about 1% move back up. So just to put that one out there. SCCO is another interesting one that I like here. Nice little sideways trend here. If it can hold the pullbacks here to 80s or 75s, it looks good to get back up there to 69.50s. And these are copper plays. Coal play is doing decent today. I was looking at the CEIX. We'll look to see if this one can close back above 27 is what I'll be looking for. BBIG fighting there to even hold $5. So glad I got out of that one. Big bid there at 5, but I don't want to stick around for that party. Let's take a look here. Silver also having a good day. MAG having a decent day there. I also called out AG. We'll see if this one can continue making its move on up. LAC was one I wanted to watch today. We're back at VWAP. It looks interesting here at 30. So if you wanted to take a look and for a swing trade, I do like this one. LAC off of 29. So you're looking at a 1-point risk for a move back on up towards the top side. To me, that's a swing trade for 11% on the upside. And you're talking about a 3% or 4% risk on the downside. It's not a bad look there. I like it. It's over 2-1. And if I'd call this out as a swing trade, LAC. Wellness Matters, calling out the DWAC. We'll see if it can continue making moves. It's up there toward the 81.27. Definitely BBIG starting to break down there a little bit there. So just be careful out there, guys. BBIG coming down there to 490s, not getting through that 530s and getting back down there towards the 490s there. All right, some of these other trades starting to really come off. KSS was really one of the pushers of the day. Look how this one pushed on up, held the VWAP bounce, pushed right back on up. So definitely keep your eyes on that one for the rest of the day. All right, so we'll keep watch to see if technology can come back, but it's really getting beaten down right now. Let's see some beaten down names in tech. Let's go ahead. AVCT. Getting hit hard today. Let's take a look at some of the other names here. SRAD down 8%. VJO down about 6%. Romeo Power is down about 7%. So definitely some of these names that are in the growth section, just definitely not coming back right now. Be careful out there. They're definitely breaking down. Anyone else shorted WFC off the open? We talked about that one potentially being a nice short as this one kept holding sideways. This was a good one. 57.50s. Good levels to look at as we broke through there. It came back, tried to hold above the VWAP really quickly, and then really quickly rejected below it. Now it looks like it wants to get through that 56.92. And for that case, I was looking at BAC also for potentially short, and that one looked even better. That one looks like a nice VWAP fade. Came down to 47.17. You could have been shorting off of this 47.50, and you could have got it down all the way about 2% on the downside. Not a bad looking trade there, BAC. Shorted 100 shares on the way down, got 25 left. Not a bad looking trade there, BNZ. Good luck. BBI being called out in the chat. BBI, let's take a look there. Brickle Biotech, not really a stock that I know much, but 37 penny stock mover. Penny stock mover there, maybe up towards 41s, but I mean, you're talking biotech. Rich, if you want to talk biotech, I would suggest you talk out to the biotech queen. She was just on last week, so take a look at that. See if maybe she covered this one. EA being called out. Let's take a look. That's going to be my last stock of the day, EA. And I'll also take a look at ATVI. How did this react today? Doing decent. 15-minute had it pushing up to 142. Looking like it wants to break down the support right now, though. If it doesn't reclaim around this 137.27, it could come down towards 132. ATVI today, of course, the big news coming out that Microsoft trying to get this above 91. We'll see if this one finally gets through and it gets through regulators. But big concern for me is if it breaks down through 83. Needs to hold 83 on pullbacks. If you're long on this one, we'll see if it gets back on up there. All right, guys, it's going to do it for me. Like always, we're going to do this right here on live trading. You guys smash the like button. I hope you guys enjoyed today. A lot of action out there, guys. We're going to keep battling out there. But definitely, Zunaid with the killer move today. Going to keep pushing on through. I got to give it to him. He had not a bad day there. A little flawless victory on BBIG. So we got to give him that. And hey, we'll see what happens out there, guys. Like always, keep battling in there. Very nice market out there. There's still some money to be made, especially you day traders out there. So we'll see you guys next time on Live Trading with Benzinga. Up next, you guys got Benzinga Live. Stay tuned right here. You don't got to go anywhere. Just hit the button or hit the autoplay down, and we'll see you guys at Benzinga Live. Smash on up, guys. Let's keep battling out there. We'll be right back.